is the Westbrook Christian Cheer Squad. They are our Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the week for week number 3 of the high school football season. Welcome in to high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short, our entire hard-working After the Game crew with you for about the next 3 hours on this football Friday night, the first Friday night of region play for everybody in high school football in the Alabama High School Athletic Association. And we're going to get right to the scores. Some big games tonight going on all across East Alabama and the region. So right now, let's go to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard and catch up on all the final scores. This was my choice. I'm going to fess up to it. This was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance game of the week tonight from the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. Number 2 Piedmont, a winner over Ohatchee, 61-6 tonight. We will have complete highlights and we will have the post-game reaction tonight from Piedmont's big win tonight over Ohatchee, 61-6 on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee tonight. Also this evening, we'll have highlights of this game. Number 9 in 4A, Alexandria, at home at Death Valley in Alexandria. The first time that White Plains had ever visited Death Valley in history, going all the way back to when they started football in 1972. Close for a while, but Alexandria pulls away to win over White Plains 41-6 to set up a big showdown with Anniston coming up next Friday night. Also tonight, we will have highlights of this game, and the head coach of the Pleasant Valley Raiders, Jonathan Nix, will be with us live in studio. Pleasant Valley, our reigning Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. We'll show you some highlights of their pep rally today out at Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley, the highest they have ever been ranked in school history. The Raiders, number 5 in Class 2A tonight, at home against the Donahoe Falcons. They remain undefeated. Donahoe falls to 0-3. Pleasant Valley wins it 55-0. Highlights and Coach Nix on the way from Pleasant Valley a little bit later on. Also, this score just coming in. How about Hope Christian, the Saints tonight, at home again in Oxford. They beat Hooper Academy from down in Montgomery County by a score of 28-21. Hope goes to 2-1 on the year in the AISA. Also tonight, Oxford Yellow Jackets at home. It was homecoming, believe it or not, already. It was 93 degrees today and we had homecoming at Oxford. Oxford beat Shades Valley 45-7 at Lamar Field. The head coach of the Oxford Yellow Jackets, Sam Adams, also will be with us live in studio tonight on After the Game. Pretty good game for a while out at Weaver. We'll have highlights of this game from Bill Bryan Stadium on one of those 3A Region 6 showdowns, and it was 55-18. Walter Wellborn pulling away to beat Weaver tonight. Walter Wellborn improves to 2-0. That says 1-0. They are 2-0. Weaver falls to 0-2 as Walter Wellborn has beaten Weaver tonight 55-18. Highlights of that game coming from Bill Bryan Stadium out at Weaver. Asheville and Anniston, not a final, but in the fourth quarter, Anniston was leading tonight at Ken Logan Stadium in Asheville. 30-6 should be a final. Anniston looks like they're on their way to winning that game. 36-6, they tell me, is the final. So Anniston does indeed beat Asheville tonight. 36-6 is the final from over in St. Clair County at Asheville. Sets up a huge showdown next week in Class 4A Region 6. Number 5 Anniston, number 6 Alexandria. There's the score right there at Watt Mosby Memorial Stadium, just up the street here from our studios here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church. Huge game in Class 4A coming up next week. Also tonight, we'll have highlights of this game. Ladies, are you excited? Westbrook Christian, they won tonight. Let's hear it. Yeah. Westbrook Christian tonight beating Sachs 42-6. It was 42-0 at halftime, and they had a running clock in the second half, 8-minute running clock. Westbrook very impressive tonight. We'll bring you some highlights of that. We'll bring you more of the Westbrook cheerleaders. I'll tell you this, Westbrook might just be our band of the week as well. We'll show you a little bit of that coming up later on. Westbrook tonight beat Sachs 42-6 out at Jack Stewart Field. Also, we'll have highlights of this game. This was a pretty tough contest tonight, 14-14 at one point. The number 2 team in the state in 5A, Moody, fresh off that big win last week over Oxford. They come into Golden Eagle Stadium in Jacksonville, and they had a tough time tonight. Moody beats Jacksonville, the final 42-21. We'll bring you highlights of that game from Golden Eagle Stadium in Jacksonville. The Handley Tigers, well, this game was postponed. Let me go back to this one. Tabernacle, we'll go back to that one. All right, Tabernacle and JCA supposed to play tonight over in Gardendale. Tabernacle had a number of injuries. They had a number of injuries and sickness, and so Tabernacle having to postpone this game. This is a Christian Football Association conference game, so they will make this game up, but they did not play tonight. 8-man football and just not enough players for Tabernacle to go tonight. So Tabernacle and JCA, that game postponed. Now we'll take you over to the pit in Heflin, where Hanley tonight came in Class 4A Region 3. They beat the Cleveland County Tigers tonight 35-10. Staying in Cleveland County, Ranburne wins over Lafayette tonight. The Bulldogs in the Battle of Bulldogs go to 2-1 as they beat Lafayette tonight 33-12 the final. Woodland and Victory Christian, this is a new final that just came in tonight over at Sewell Field in Woodland. Woodland has beaten Victory Christian 35-21 the final tonight from over in Randolph County at Woodland. Early in the game, Fayetteville got out to the actual lead over number 1 and defending Class 1A state champion Wadley, but that did not last for long. Wadley in the second half really came alive, and Wadley, number 1 team in the state in Class 1A, they beat Fayetteville tonight, going away 56-21 at Curtis Lynch Stadium down in Wadley tonight. It was Valley and Central Clay County playing down in the Valley tonight. Number 8 in the state in 5A, Central Clay County, kind of had their hands full of the Valley Rams tonight. Central Clay pulls it out on the road tonight, 29-28. Clay Central wins over Valley at Valley. Sylacauga and Holtville still looking for a final on that game from Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Glenwood and B.B. Comer playing tonight down in Smith Station, still looking for a final on that game. Staying down in Lee County, Lee Scott and Auburn tonight hosting Childersburg, still looking for a final there. Central Coosa and Winterboro, we don't have a final, but late in the game, number 9 in 1A Winterboro leading Central Coosa tonight down in Hanover 30-24. Tomorrow night, the Alabama School for the Deaf and Oklahoma School for the Deaf, the Bison coming in from Sulphur, Oklahoma to Talladega to play ASD. That game is tomorrow in Talladega. Talladega at home tonight against Booker T. Washington, still looking for a final on that game. Tallahassee and Munford tonight. Tallahassee was losing to Munford. Munford had the lead down at Hot O'Brien Stadium in Tallahassee tonight. Still looking for a final, but late in the game, Munford was leading. That would be a huge win for Michael Easley and the Munford Lions if they can hang on and win that game. Lincoln and Centerpoint tonight, still looking for a final on that game from over at Lincoln. Clay Chalkville and Pell City. Clay Chalkville was leading Pell City in that game 31-9 late. Looks like that the Cougars are going to go on and go to 3-0, and Pell City is going to take their first loss. Leeds tonight, the Green Wave, number 6 team in 5A, rolling over Springville in a 5A Region 6 clash at Homer Smiles Field in Leeds. Leeds shuts out Springville tonight 42-0. High-scoring game tonight at Spring Garden. Number 10 Spring Garden bouncing back after that loss to Pleasant Valley last week. At home tonight, they beat Raglan 52-33, 85 points scored in that game tonight out at Jason Howard Field. Sandrock and North Sand Mountain, not a final. Late in the game, North Sand Mountain was leading Sandrock 41-0 up at the Rock. We should have a final on that momentarily. This might have been the game of the night tonight up at Cherokee County. Number 4 Cherokee County at home and center tonight, beating Aniana. Aniana looks to be a much improved team from last year. This was a back and forth game. Cherokee County ices it away late in the game, and they beat Aniana tonight 42-29 the final from Warrior Stadium and Bobby Joe Johnson Field. Another high-scoring game in Cherokee County tonight. A lot of those. That seems to be the theme tonight up there. Galesville at home suffered their first loss. Valley Head beats Galesville tonight 55-38 the final up at Galesville this evening. Cedar Bluff and Gaston, this is a new final. Cedar Bluff, this one just went final. Another relatively high-scoring game tonight at LD Bruce Field at Cedar Bluff. Cedar Bluff beats the Gaston Bulldogs, handing Gaston the first loss of the Randy Dupree era. Cedar Bluff beats Gaston 42-20 the final. Hokes Bluff will have highlights of this game from Mike Robertson Stadium. Mike Robertson and the Hokes Bluff Eagles beating Etowah tonight 28-3. As Hokes Bluff goes to 2-0, we'll have highlights of that game coming from Hokes Bluff. Glencoe tonight, we told you that Glencoe might be the most improved team in East Alabama, and they certainly showed that tonight as Glencoe went to Blunsville and they beat J.B. Pennington 34-21. Key win for Bailey Blanchard and the Yellow Jackets. They go to 2-1. More importantly, this was a region win in that tough Class 3A Region 6 as they went over Pennington tonight, does Glencoe 34-21. Southside and Lee of Huntsville, this is a new score in. Southside gets their first win of the year. The Panthers at home tonight at Barney Hood Stadium. They beat Lee of Huntsville 38-19. Big region win for Miles Holcomb and the Panthers tonight. Last night, Coosa Christian, number 6 in Class 2A, and rising. They had no problem last night in rim lap, beating Southeastern. They led from start to finish, beating the Mustangs 47-6 last night. Gadsden City and Buckhorn still looking for a final in that game from Titan Stadium in Gadsden tonight. Falkville and West End. This was a back and forth, hotly contested game up in Morgan County at Falkville. Falkville beats the West End Patriots tonight 16-13. At Sardis tonight, another game that was back and forth, great football game, but Arab comes in and they score late to upend the Sardis Lions tonight up at the Lions Den 21-15, Arab over Sardis. This seems to be the theme with Fife. Fife had a close game last week with Pisgah, blew it out in the second half. Same deal tonight. Fife at home, number 6 in 3A against number 10 in 3A. Collinsville, big DeKalb County region game tonight. It was close at the half. Fife blows it out in the second half, and the Red Devils beat Collinsville 58-22 tonight up at Paul Benefield Stadium. Other big games around the state tonight. This is the team that I picked to go to the Super 7 in Class 3A out of the South. That is Montgomery Academy, number 18. I think this is probably going to be the team that comes out of the South in 3A. Montgomery Academy tonight beat the team that was in the Super 7 last year, Houston Academy of Dothan. They went down 231 to Dothan, and they did it tonight out at Westgate Park. Montgomery Academy over Houston Academy, 48-7 the final tonight in that big 3A matchup in South Alabama. Then 3 big 7A games tonight. This one was a little bit of a surprise. Hewitt-Trussville, I know they were the higher-ranked team, but they were hosting Vestavia Hills tonight. Hewitt wins it 28-14 tonight down at Hewitt-Trussville. Last night, big battle between Opelika and Auburn at Bulldog Stadium in Opelika. Number 7 falls to number 8. Number 8 Auburn beating number 7 Opelika in 7A play by a score of 17-10. And finally tonight, also in South Alabama, a lot of high-scoring games tonight, and this one is surprising as well. Bill Bacon Stadium down in Enterprise tonight. The Dothan Wolves, this is the biggest win in that short school's history. Dothan tonight beating Enterprise 69-28, the final score in that game. Keep in mind, throughout the night, hear from our Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. We will be having your bottom line, our Emblem Credit Union bottom line, giving you scores throughout the night. Now, we've seen the Westbrook Christian cheerleaders. We're going to see them again, but as we told you, they are the Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week for this week, and we have special guests with us. This is Trent Mobley from Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble, and also the cheer coach of these fantastic young ladies from Westbrook Christian, Allison Fuller, here with us. And you've got the presentation, Trent, of our Cheer Squad of the Week.
On behalf of Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble, we would like to present y'all with this trophy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Westbrook Christian, our Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week. You want to hear some more and see some more of the Westbrook Christian cheerleaders? Here they are as we go to break on this Football Friday night.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
You're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff. We've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in the Ted's today.
Anniston Orthopedics bringing you our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. We'll show you that coming up later on in the show. And also our Anniston Orthopedics score shirts that we have for our Team of the Week, which was Pleasant Valley this week. We were throwing those out at Pleasant Valley, and we will have those coming up a little bit later on in the show as well. Let's tell you about Anniston Orthopedics. Tomorrow morning and every morning during football and volleyball and cross-country season, they have their Saturday morning sports clinic. You can see an orthopedic doctor. You can get x-rays. They'll get you back on the field as soon as possible. You want to see a doctor, you can see them. 6 highly skilled, kind, and experienced physicians. Anniston Orthopedics, 8 o'clock every Saturday morning in the Tyler Center in Anniston. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on this football Friday night. A lot of excitement here, a lot of stuff going on, including our first appearance of the night by Chad Barnett and Coach Michael Short. We're getting to highlights right off the bat, a game that you were at tonight, Chad. Big game tonight, 4A Region 6. I spoke to the White Plains football team today at their prayer breakfast, and I gave them a little tidbit that, I said, White Plains never in history has ever played at Blue Scale Stadium in Death Valley, and they were getting excited about that today. So kind of a historical game here. White Plains, hard to believe that 2 teams in the same county had not played before out at Blue Scale Stadium, but they did tonight. You were there. Big matchup tonight between Calhoun County rivals.
It's funny how our lead-ins usually are similar to the same because I love Alexandria. As we all know, that's my favorite place to watch a game here in East Alabama. White Plains Wildcats get to do the first thing that every high school player should get to do in this area. Get to strap on a helmet and play in historic Lou Scales Stadium, the mystique of the valley, as some would say, but they get to do it for the first time tonight as a school did White Plains. Go out to Alexandria and Lou Scales Stadium and check out the highlights. Valley Cubs on the run out as they're trying to stay unbeaten on the year. MJ Morris starting it out hot right out of the gate, opening kickoff. He's going to take it back 90 yards for a score, 7-0 Alexandria right out of the gate. Valen Eaton with a PAT. He was 5 for 5 in the night, 9 for 10 as well. That could be big for Alexandria moving down the field. White Plains back up with the ball now. Crew Martin, he's going to find Colby Jones for a big first down for the Wildcats. They're going to keep moving, but Elijah Kirby with a huge stop on 3rd down and goal for Alexandria would force a field goal. And the White Plains kicking team have been great this year. They missed this kick, still 7-0, but late in the second quarter, White Plains is going to come back. Crew Martin, he's going to reach and find Bryson Cheatwood in the end zone. PAT, no good. It's 7-6 Alexandria. And this is a great catch by Jeff Beeson. He had nearly 200 yards on the ground tonight. Beautiful play. They're facing a 4th and short. They decide to go for it at their own 18-yard line. Alexandria is going to pick it up. Huge get. And then they're going to go with a double handoff. Ryan Brown, the big number 44 fullback, he's going to barrel his way in. He's going to stare him down when he gets there with the helmet off. Beautiful score and touchdown, 20-6 at this point. The RO Supply touchdown T-shirts go into the stands, and it was close. As we mentioned, the first quarter, a couple things go different ways. White Plains could be knotted up or even tied at the half. They go on Alexandria a little bit too much for them, 41-6 in the final.
And Alexandria, the big thing is they're ranked in the top 10 in the state, and they've got a monster matchup next week. This is going to be a huge game, expecting a big crowd as Alexandria will come to Lot Mosby Memorial Stadium to take on the Anniston Bulldogs next week. Going to be a huge game in 4A Region 6 next week.
I don't know if you said it, but Anniston number 5 in the state. It's going to be huge. They were talking about it on the way over here. I was listening to it between there and the Weaver-Wellborn game, and then from there to the stadium. And, boy, I tell you, they're really excited about that contest next week.
Well, the thing I noticed real quickly is they have found a kicker. When you talk about the extra points, I knew that was a concern going into the year after losing an all-state kicker. They found somebody that can be consistently making the extra points, and that's big for them.
It's an interesting story, too, because Valen, he's never played football before. Never played football before, but he got on mainly just a self-driven kid. He gets out there, he kicks a lot on his own, went to a lot of camps this year, grew as a kicker. He's got a big leg. He can make some big kicks. Talked to his father earlier tonight, said he was a little nervous on a couple that he had last week. Because, it's not like, you're kicking anywhere. This is Alexandria in the big game against Jacksonville. But he settled down tonight, had 5 big kicks, and that's going to be huge for him.
I think for him will be, last week he kicked on turf. Tonight he kicked on regular grass. Next week he'll be back on turf again. So he'll have to go get, those are different kicks. It's way different. The kids that kick on turf have to go find a place to kick off of grass.
Which, by the way, sad news tonight. I was in my corner. My favorite spot to shoot in all of high school football here is the left end zone in the corner, the way it kind of ramps up.
Oh, yeah. I love that one, too.
It's so unique.
Yeah.
And I was talking about it, and Jordan was there tonight, and he was there beside me, and he said that's gone next year because they're adding turf. So they're going to level that out. I was like heartbroken. I was like, you got to be excited. That might be the last time that touchdown shot to Bryson Cheatwood, I was standing on that ledge. That's why it's such a good perch.
Take a ladder.
It's going to be gone.
Take a little small ladder and
Should
put it over there in the corner.
You bring up a good point because this happened at Cleburne County. There were some parts of the stadium that just were gone.
Unique.
Same thing at Anniston, at Lot Mosby. Some parts of the stadium that were gone when they put the turf in. So, turf's a good thing, but you lose some of that. You lose some of that. We're going to have a day, guys, and it's going to be sad to me. We're going to have a day where there's no grass in high school football. We're going to have that day.
We could do a whole show on this because I just never have understood the reason for it. I feel like the injury, I could go on. I like the grass. Please keep the grass. But nobody's doing it. Everybody's going to it.
Everybody is. More coming next year, as we understand it, locally here across the county. So let's look ahead to that Alexandria-Anniston game. Anniston wins tonight at Asheville, 43-20. Pretty much expected there. This is we knew it all summer, but now even more so, we're seeing this is going to be a huge game in Class 4A Region 6. It may be one of those things where we look back at this game next week and as far as playoffs, who goes on the road, who stays at home, who wins region titles, those kind of things, a lot of that could be decided in this game next week.
Yeah, I think the home field advantage is the big thing they're looking at on this one.
It will be, and just the fact that it's home field advantage. Did you tell me that kid rushed for over 200 yards after he caught an 18-yard pass?
I think he wound up, as I was listening to on the way in, I think they said he was around 180 on the night. On the ground.
That's a big night.
After that big catch, too.
See, I saw them against Jacksonville, and they use their backs as receivers. They use them as running backs. That makes them a whole lot different offense. And they still got the little double handoff, and that fullback will run over you if he has to. Yes, he did last week.
He did tonight.
So he's a very tough runner. Yes, he is.
Well, speaking of running over people and running around people and running through people, our reigning core sports medicine play of the night from last week featured a guy that was doing just that. We're talking about Bryce Whitaker, the outstanding quarterback for the Hokes Bluff Eagles. We posted this last Saturday morning in case you missed it. Here he is at Southside last Thursday night, a 59-yard touchdown run. That kind of broke things open as Hokes Bluff beat their rival Southside 28-7. And tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. on our Facebook page, High School Football Alabama after the game, go there and we will have tonight's play of the night. We'll select the biggest play of the night. That'll be posted there at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, so go and check that out. Now it's time for our first Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36, extra point of the night. Last week's loss by Catholic of Montgomery to St. Clair County ended the state's longest active winning streak to #1 ranked and defending Class 1A state champion Wadley. Handed them, they now have the #1 ranked team, has the longest winning streak now. The Bulldogs, with their win tonight, they won tonight over Fayetteville, they have now won 16 consecutive games dating back to the 2023 season. Wadley's last loss was in the quarterfinals of the Class 1A playoffs to Pickens County over in Reform, 18-14. That was back on November 24th, 2023. Next Friday night, #1 Wadley will come to Donahoe to take on the Falcons, just right up the street here from us at After the Game. More of After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, when we return.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop. These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
And there's the final score. We've got that graphically for you, setting up that big showdown next week between Anniston and Alexandria. Number 5 Anniston wins at Asheville tonight at Ken Logan Stadium as they beat Asheville 43-20. The final is Anniston goes to 2-0, the number 5 team in the state in Class 4A. Let me just tell you about the great folks at WM Grocery, locations in Piedmont, Heflin, Wedowee, and Roanoke. Tonight, this is the spread. Look at that, folks. Chicken fingers, macaroni and cheese, rolls, green beans. We had all the dipping sauces, sweet tea, a cookie tray as well. And if you didn't catch just how good those chicken fingers looked, I'm going to have to turn it over to Coach Short here in just a moment, because here it is, folks, just a few seconds away. There's the spread. Go to WM Grocery. Look at that. That is fantastic. If you need chicken fingers and the whole spread like you just saw there, just go call the folks at WM Grocery, Piedmont, Roanoke, Wedowee, Heflin. Tell them, hey, I want what I saw last night on after the game. I want that for my Alabama, Auburn, Jack State tailgate or whatever, and they will set you up with a chicken finger just like that. So we're here now. I got some more stuff to do. Muscle team, Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team. My mom did tell me, folks, not to ever talk with my mouth full, but I know better, but it's impossible to do tonight. Here's our muscle team of the week. This is the Piedmont defensive line. Last Friday night, they were up 43-0 at halftime against the Sacs Wildcats. Went to a running clock in the second half of that game. The final score was 43-0. They held Sacs to 42 yards of total offense. That's Leo Wright, Xanthan Wood, Bryant Waters. That's the defensive lineman from the Piedmont Bulldogs. Our Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team. They'll have the black muscle team T-shirts coming their way. As a matter of fact, I left those in Jonathan Miller's mailbox yesterday, so they should have those. Back on after the game now. I'm still eating chicken. It's that good. I'm savoring it on this football Friday night. I promised our next guest today, he's fed me some meals through the years, both at Raglan and at Pleasant Valley, so I told him I'd pay him back tonight. Jonathan Nix, head coach of the Pleasant Valley Raiders, joins us live in studio with Coach Michael Short, and they win tonight. We'll see some highlights of the game later on. They beat Donahoe out at Raider Field by a score of 55-0 tonight. Coach Short, I'm going to let you take it over while I finish this off. And we got to get Coach Nix in the hospitality room and get him some chicken.
First of all, congratulations tonight.
Thank you.
I got a real quick question. And you last year, y'all made a step getting into the playoffs.
Definitely.
And now you're sitting there and you're winning ball games and you're undefeated and you're ranked high. What's going to be next for you to keep? Because I've been in that position before, and the kids are just way up in the air, and you want them to be up, but I know you'll probably have a way to ground them and make them think next week's the most important game you play.
Yeah, it is, and right now it's about celebrating though. And I think you got to have those times. And last week after the big win at Spring Garden, hey, enjoy this. I mean, because. You do work so hard for something like that. And so go enjoy it for 24 hours. And then after that 24 hours is up, then we got to get back focused. So on Monday, we picked the 5 best plays of the game and we picked the 5 worst plays. But on Monday, we only showed those bottom 5. And so, hey, we've not arrived until we start fixing this stuff. These are things that cost us in that game. Might not have cost us, one of them cost us points. And then the other was just things that we need to improve on. And so that's really all we harped on that Monday before we went out into practice is look at those things. And, there's still stuff for us to go fix. And then Tuesday, we went and found the top 5 plays and showed. And so, this team right here has got a lot of wisdom with it. And a lot of these guys, they started in that playoff game when they was freshmen. And so last year they matured a little bit, and there was several of these games where we got up big at halftime, and then third quarter we just kind of, and then there were some games that was close in the first half that shouldn't have been, and and they responded great tonight. I mean, they came out on fire in the first quarter, set the tone, and was able to let everybody play in the second half, and it's just it's a great time like that, and just very proud of them.
People don't realize how important it is for you to be able to get those younger kids valuable reps, important reps for the future.
Definitely.
Let me ask you, you know, a lot of people would say, well, Coach, they got a quarterback coming back. He's got all them games experience last year. I said, no. I said, that kid broke his hand last year and had to move to basically he carried the ball, but it was a defensive player. And the other kid that was quarterback, that came to be your quarterback, have they swapped back now?
They swapped back, and both of them are, you know, that's the thing about this team right here. This team is a we over me, and it's a we mentality, and they celebrate for each other. They enjoy each other's excitement, and they just want to get the job done. And I knew it was going to be special. I knew this year was going to be special, but you never know until the season starts. And so going back to week 0 with West End, we went 34-0, and I looked down on my phone, and I've got 5 or 6 texts from different kids on Saturday. Go watch clip 72. I'm so mad at myself. I didn't miss inside on the kick out. Hey, we won 34-0, and they're looking for stuff to go get fixed. And to me, that's a sign that, you know, that our age is catching up with us now. And so some of these guys that's been playing for a while, you know, now it's starting to come where they expect more out of themselves. They expect more, the standard's higher.
Yeah, and not only is the standard for your football team higher, but as you know what goes along with that, those fans, their standard starts getting higher, and they'll say, all right, Coach, this is an every year thing. Let's get ready for it. And that's a good thing to have.
That is a good thing, though. But I'll say this, you know, I think there's a lot to that. As a parent, as a fan, I mean, these kids are dry sponges. You know, whatever you put into them, they're going to soak it in. So if you're constantly building them up, hey, look, you can go take on anybody that you want to. It's in your mind. You're just as tough as anybody that you want to be. But then right the opposite, if you're pouring in negative to them all the time, they're going to soak that in too. And so right now, you know, everything's like, to me, a big puzzle. And you've got these little puzzle pieces. It's the players, the coaches, the community, administration, the weight room, your grades at school, all these little puzzle pieces. And if you start taking a couple of puzzle pieces out, the vision gets blurry. Right now, our vision's clean. You know, everybody's on the same page. Everybody's working towards the same goal. And, you know, we just got to keep protecting that, though. You know, and not, you know, be where your feet are, be grounded, and just remember what got you here.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people start talking about, Coach, just run this play, this play, this play, this play. You know, a lot of times they make it complicated. It's not really about the plays, it's about those players.
It is.
And the ones you put out there.
That's right, that's right. And it's about being confident in what you run and trying to figure out your strengths. I mean, like we've got some, you know, tonight was really because everybody wants the ball. Everybody wants the ball, and so I felt like we did a pretty good job of balancing that up, and most of our key players got about 5 touches, and it was all about, hey, what are you going to do with your touches, and you know, how are you going to make the most of that? So, and then on defense, you know, when you're out there, fly around the ball and do your job.
I know that makes Coach Ward happy.
It does, it does. And look, that side has done a fantastic job. I mean, we keep shutouts by the quarters, and 11 out of 12 quarters we've had shutout football. And so that means that side of the ball, Coach Ward, Coach Muncher, and Coach Parker are coaching them up hard, and everybody's buying into flying to the ball, and they're having a great time doing it.
Well, I've been to your practices before, and you do a phenomenal job with organizing practice, and you can tell that it carries over to the ball games.
Yeah, and it does. We try to make practice as hard and as fast as we can to where it's almost you feel like you're playing the game in slow motion, you know,
That's
like
right.
the other team's slow motion and you're fast motion with it.
That's right.
Coach, let's jump back a week, and now let's jump ahead a week.
All right.
You lost 2 games last year, tied for the best season in Pleasant Valley history at 8-2 last year. One of those losses was to Spring Garden, who was undefeated last year. One of those losses was to Pisgah, who was undefeated last year. You got one of those back at Spring Garden. Now let's take and start looking ahead, because next week and the weeks ahead are some big games. Kind of tell us about, one, how big the Spring Garden win was, and then kind of look ahead to next week.
Yeah, Spring Garden was big. I mean, because anytime you go to Spring Garden, Coach Ragsdale and just that community believes in hard-nosed football.
Yes.
And we knew that, you know, like the last couple of years, we played with them for a while, but then when it got crunch time in the 3rd and 4th, those guys just keep hitting you in the mouth.
Physicality.
And the physical nature of what they, you know, and so that's what we talked about all week long is, you know, you got to be willing to step on the train track and try to derail the train. Like, you got to set the tempo and not just do it for a quarter or two, but you got to do it for 48 minutes. And I was so proud of them of not just the physical to start the game, but I mean finishing it, just where they just did not want the clock to run out. You know, and you take back on that first drive of the game, they drove it right down our throat and got down there in the goal line, and then we come up with a 4th down stop, but we got a face mask and it got a new set of downs. When we held them 8 straight downs right there inside, say 10 to 12, I knew then the defense was ready to play, and just the nature of how they run the ball, I knew then if we could just sustain this, keep this going, this is going to be a special night, and it was.
Coach, take us through next week and really the rest of the season.
Yeah, and our region last year, every game was so close in region play. In Pisgah, you know, they were the top notch, and you know, this group right here, we played them 2 years ago when they were freshmen, and I took 9 freshmen up there the night that we played Pisgah. And Braxton Salster and Nick Acker, who both are having phenomenal years this year, both of them had got a concussion in the Weaver game week 10, so they didn't even get to play in the playoff game. And so, you know, it's going to be great for them to get to play next week. So now they get to play at Pisgah, and it's just a huge region game. But, you know, it's the next region game. And so we just got to make sure that, you know, we focus on details this week. How can we do the things to at practice to fix the mistakes that we made and just keep being physical. Keep being physical. I think in big games like that, don't try to out-coach yourself. Don't try to outplay yourself. Don't try to do somebody else's job. Just do my job to the maximum ability.
Coach, we were talking at the pep rally today, and I thought it was this way, and you confirmed it. This is the highest that Pleasant Valley has ever been ranked in school history, going way back into the 80s, number 5 in the state. People now, not only around East Alabama, we've known it for a couple of years of how quality a program you built at Pleasant Valley. Now people around the state are starting to take notice, sports writers and folks like that, even down in Mobile and places. They know about Pleasant Valley. I sense tonight that you're telling me that your guys are handling success very well. Is that true? Am I on the right track?
They really are. And you know, and this is such a mature team. But some of these guys, you know, they played so early as freshmen. They're almost like, you know, an extra year older with you. And so for the first time since I've been at Pleasant Valley, we're only practicing 10 through 12. So my 7th, 8th, and 9th graders practice together at junior high. I let the freshmen dress out with me, but we've got about 32 kids or so. So when we're at practice, it's 10 through 12. So it just seems like the maturity level is higher this year. The attention to detail and the focus and things like that is really at an all-time high. And I think that the way they approach practice feeds into everything else they do. You know, is your huddle time right? Are you staying over? And we still have kids that I'm so proud of that when they make mistakes, because we always say anybody can state a problem in life. What is your solution? Okay, so in their accountability teams with their core leaders and stuff, hey, we're missing on the kick out by not missing inside. We're missing outside. Okay, well, you know, the right guard's telling, all right, everybody that missed, you got 20 reps and I'm staying over after practice. Well, now we got accountability, we got peer accountability. And so when things like that are happening, what we're doing after practice, I think it's feeding into the game and all that.
Coach, congratulations on the big win tonight. Thank you for the hospitality, as always, out at Pleasant Valley today.
Yes, sir.
We're going to try to return the hospitality. I think I see your wife in there with you today.
Yes.
Yeah, big fan of the show. So y'all go in there and have some of this great WM food on us. Congratulations. Best wishes next week particularly, but for the rest of the year as well.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for everything y'all do.
Enjoy it. That 24 hours. Enjoy it.
That's it. 24 hours. Enjoy it.
The fun is in the winning. Jonathan Nix, head coach of the Pleasant Valley Raiders. They're winners tonight over Donahoe, 55-0. Let's tell you about Emblem Credit Union. They bring you the bottom line every Friday night with the scores throughout the night. Also, a little bit later on tonight, we'll show you the Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. Emblem Credit Union is a proud sponsor of high school football Alabama and the incredible athletes and cheer teams and coaches and also the band members that make Friday nights unforgettable. We're more than a credit union at Emblem Credit Union. We stand for you. More of high school football Alabama's after the game as we roll on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit cheehawcheerandtumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
USA Softball of Alabama bringing you our scoreboard every Friday night, our score graphics as we call it here. We're about to hit you with our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard in just a moment. They have tournaments. Their season kicked off last Saturday for the 2026 season. You can go to the website, usasoftballofalabama.com. All the tournaments are listed there. And if you have an adult team or a youth team that is interested in playing USA Softball, contact Tracy Morgan through the website at usasoftballofalabama.com. Their fall college exposure circuit begins September 19th with a free camp in Birmingham. And here is our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard tonight. Yeah, all the final scores, I think, but one that we have in. Number 2, Piedmont beating Ohatchee 61-6. Our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, highlights of that coming up. Alexandria, number 9, beating White Plains 41-6. You saw highlights of that game earlier here on After the Game. Pleasant Valley, we just had head coach Jonathan Nix with us. They beat Donahoe tonight 55-0. Highlights of that game on the way. Hope Christian tonight, they're now 2-1. They win at home against Hooper Academy from down in Montgomery County, 28-21. Oxford tonight wins homecoming over Shades Valley, 45-7. Head coach Sam Adams of the Yellow Jackets will join us later on tonight live here on After the Game. It was Wellborn beating Weaver tonight, 55-18. Highlights of that game coming from Bill Bryant Stadium out at Weaver. Aniston, you saw the final. They win 43-20. 43-20, Aniston 43, Asheville 20 was the final score tonight from over in Asheville. Highlights of this game still to come. Westbrook Christian over Sachs 42-6 tonight with a running clock in the second half. Highlights of this game coming on the way. Number 2 in 5A, Moody beating Jacksonville 42-21. Also tonight, Hanley beats Cleveland County over at, Tabernacle JCA. That game postponed yesterday, very late, postponed because of injuries and sickness at Tabernacle. That game will be made up later in the season. Now we'll take you to Heflin. Hanley beating Cleburne County 35-10 tonight. Ranburne over Lafayette 33-12. Woodland gets a big region win tonight over Victory Christian 35-21. Number 1 Wadley actually trailed in the first half of this game, but Wadley comes back and they blow out Fayetteville 56-27 tonight. It was Central of Clay, a winner over Valley down in the Valley tonight, 29-21. Sylacauga and Holtville, we now have that score. Great game tonight at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Holtville up in Sylacauga. They hand the Aggies their first loss, 34-31. Glenwood tonight in Phoenix City. They rout BB Comer 53-8 tonight. Lee Scott out of Auburn. They win over Childersburg tonight. That was down at Auburn, 47-19. Lee Scott over Childersburg. Winneboro and Central of Coosa. Another high-scoring game tonight down in Hanover in Coosa County. Winneboro remains undefeated. Number 9 team in the state in Class 1A. Winneboro beats Central of Coosa 59-24. ASD and Oklahoma School for the Deaf playing tomorrow in Talladega. Talladega and Booker T. Washington. I think that's the only score we're missing a final on tonight. We'll get that for you. Playing tonight at Mary Dumas Stadium in Talladega. Munford and Tallahassee. Munford led this game for a while, but then Munford falls. Tallahassee wins the game down at Hot O'Brien Stadium in Tallahassee. 53-21 the final tonight. Lincoln and Center Point. Another high-scoring game. Lincoln tonight wins over Center Point. What a role that Brett Henderson has the Golden Bears on. They win tonight at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, beating Center Point 49-26. Clay Chalkville hands Pell City their first loss of the year tonight over at Clay. Clay Chalkville 52, Pell City 9. The final score tonight over at Clay. Leeds shutting out Springville 42-0. Spring Garden outscoring Raglan tonight 52-33. North Sand Mountain comes in and shuts out Sandrock tonight 41-0. A string of high-scoring games in Cherokee County, beginning with number 4 in 4A Cherokee County, beating Aniana tonight in Center 42-29. Valley Head outlasting Galesville 55-38 tonight in Galesville. And another high-scoring game at LD Bruce Field at Cedar Bluff, where Cedar Bluff beat Gaston tonight 42-20. We'll have highlights of this game coming. Hokes Bluff shutting down Etowah 28-3 tonight out at the Bluff. Big win for Glencoe tonight. They go to Bluntsville. They beat JB Pennington 34-21. Southside gets their first win of the second run of Miles Holcomb as head coach. They win tonight at Barney Hood Stadium over Lee of Huntsville 38-19. Last night, Coosa Christian, number 6 in 2A, beating Southeastern 47-6 tonight at Titan Stadium in Gadsden. Gadsden City gets their first win of the year as they blast the Buckhorn Bucks tonight 31-6. Gadsden City with the win. Falkville squeezing by West End tonight 16-13. Arab comes from behind in a back-and-forth game. They beat Sardis 21-15. Fife with another big second half. Top 10 matchup in 3A tonight at Paul Benefield Stadium in Fife. Number 6 Fife beating number 10 Collinsville 58-22. Huge game in Class 3A tonight, and that was Montgomery Academy winning at Houston Academy 48-7. 3 big games in 7A this week. Hewitt Trustful, number 4, beating number 5 Vestavia Hills 28-14. Last night, Auburn beats their arch rival Opelika 17-10 in a 7-versus-8 matchup at Bulldog Stadium. And number 10 Dothan tonight in 7A, they beat number 9 Enterprise by a score of 69-28. And we told you we would have the Talladega score, and we do indeed have it. Talladega falls at home tonight to Booker T. Washington of Tuskegee. That was by a score of 19-6. Let's take you out now to Pleasant Valley. We talked with Jonathan Nix earlier about being out there with our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week, handing out those Anniston Orthopedic score shirts, handing out the Tough Guy Trophy from Awards to remember. Let's take you out to PV today to the big pep rally. We've got Cole and Sheldon there from Ted's Floors and Beyond, holding up the Ted's t-shirts. We gave those out today. We also gave out our score shirts from Anniston Orthopedics. Great crowd, a lot of enthusiasm today out at Pleasant Valley as they were the reigning Team of the Week. You see Cole presenting the Tough Guy Trophy to the Pleasant Valley team as Pleasant Valley are reigning Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. And we will have the announcement of this week's Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week coming up at the end of the show tonight. All right, now let's talk about Farmers and Merchants Bank. They bring you the Spirit Scholarship, also our Player of the Week for this week, which we'll unveil a little bit later on in the show. You know, the folks at Farmers and Merchants Bank have been in business here in Calhoun and Cherokee counties for 110 years. They've got the Spirit debit cards now for all the Calhoun and Cherokee County schools. 5 locations to serve you throughout Calhoun and Cherokee counties: Piedmont, Anniston, Jacksonville, Oxford, and in Center. And before we go to break on this Football Friday night, time for our next extra point presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. We mentioned last night's Opelika versus Auburn game. It marked the 100th meeting of the Bulldogs and Tigers. Auburn defeated the Bulldogs 17-10, extending Auburn's win streak in the series to 6 games. Look at this, folks. Opelika leads the series 49-48-3. That's a rivalry. And that rivalry, by the way, began all the way back down there in Lee County in 1917. We got a ton of scores. Oxford head coach Sam Adams and a whole lot more as we roll on a Football Friday night.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did. We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Noble Bank and Trust bringing you our post-game presser. Earlier in the night, we had Pleasant Valley head coach Jonathan Nix with us as well. And we've got another special guest coming up in just a moment. Let's tell you about Noble Bank and Trust. Right now this fall, they're kind of in the middle of celebrating 20 years. They're doing that at each branch. Piedmont was last week. Coming up on September 26th, they've got a big celebration going on, a customer appreciation event at the Summit in Birmingham. October 10th at the main office in Anniston. November 21st at Alexandria. They've already had the Oxford celebration as well. And also coming up October 16th and 17th, a great event, the Noble Bank Foundation Martha Vandervoort Memorial Golf Classic. This has now grown so much over the years that they have extended this to 2 days, October 16th and 17th. They still have very limited space available. And now it's time for our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser, the head coach of the Oxford Yellow Jackets, Coach Sam Adams, with us live here from our Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. Coach, his team was homecoming tonight. Shades Valley coming into Lamar Field. And Coach, you won the game 45-7, a region win tonight over Shades Valley. Congratulations, big win tonight.
Thank you very much. We're glad to get on the good side of the scoreboard.
Absolutely. Shades Valley always full of athletes. Homecoming, Coach is going to talk about that in a little bit with you. About the distraction of homecoming week from a coaching perspective. But your team, obviously, just from the score, 45 points on offense, 7 on defense. You played very well tonight.
We did. You know, I thought our defense really played spectacular. You know, we actually started off the game with 2 turnovers on offense on our very first. Our 2 first snaps of the game, back-to-back turnovers, and Shades Valley came away with 0 points from that.
Wow.
Our defense went on the field twice in really bad yardage situations there, and were able to. They missed a field goal one time, and then one time we just held them out altogether. So I was proud of them. And then once kind of our offense got going a little bit and kind of settled in, we kind of took the game over. We actually scored one of those touchdowns on defense. Kamari English had a pick 6 tonight. So.
Always good. Coach, we talked about this earlier today. You were going to talk with Coach Adams. What week is it?
Homecoming week. Coach, I've been there and done that, and it's a very stressful week for you. You're not worried about your players, but then you are worried about your players because they're still 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, and their kids are going to be kids. Just let the people understand how stressful it is for the head coach on these weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean, any week, regardless of homecoming, when you're dealing with teenage males, the chances of some less than great decisions are always, higher than most. But then you throw homecoming and everything that goes along with that after practice. And the chance of them getting into something they shouldn't get into goes way up. These weeks every year, I'm just glad to get to 7 o'clock Friday night and get it really over with, to be honest with you. Hopefully our guys, I felt like they prepared well during the week. I thought we had a really good week of practice. And I think it kind of showed, especially on the defensive side tonight.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. You went ahead and answered my question is those kids have to be mature enough to actually get ready, because there is so much going on during the week in your preparation. Sometimes I've seen during homecoming, I said, golly, guys, we're going to be terrible. It was a terrible week of practice, but, it shows the maturity of your team. I want to go back and ask you this. Last year after a record-setting quarterback and a great year, and now you got a new quarterback, and I don't think people realize just how important that quarterback position is in high school football today. To me, the most important thing that happened to you was the first 2 ball games and being able to see where are we and what can we do and not do, because you didn't play shabby people.
No, and that's by design. Our philosophy, my philosophy in scheduling is that the whole purpose of those non-region games is to play good opponents and to be exposed. Any kind of faults or warts that you may have, that we may have, we want to know those before we go into region play and, of course, playoffs later on and all that. We want to be a well-rounded and a well-tested and a hardened football team when the games that matter the most roll around. And had we played 2 lesser teams in the first 2 weeks, I don't know if we would be as good a football team as we are right now. But with the season starting off the way it did, combined with homecoming this week, it was really the perfect storm. But I thought really the maturity of the seniors that we have on the team really showed this week, combining those 2 things together. Because it's easy for a lot of people to see, well, Oxford's 0-2, and then kind of just, write us off or whatever it may be for the year. But our seniors didn't allow that to happen. I think our guys really understood that, while the games didn't go the way we wanted to the first 2 weeks, we played 2 really good teams, and that now
is when it really matters a little bit more.
You know, I don't know if the average fan realized this or not, but I've been watching it during the week. Is those first 2 weeks, really the first 3, was very unseasonable, cooler weather.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this week and tonight was almost like game 1.
It was.
Or 0.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about that as far as your kids in practicing this week.
Yeah, you know, the first couple of weeks, when it come time in each quarter for that little that heat time out, some of us were like, well, good grief, can we just play?
Yes,
I mean, it's
right.
75 degrees out here. We don't really need a heat time
You're
out.
begging for them tonight.
This was really it was needed tonight.
It was more like week 0 weather.
It really was. It really was. You know, we preached our guys all the time about taking care of their bodies the right way, and some of them really take that to heart, and sometimes that kind of goes into one ear and out the other. But Friday nights, you can tell. You know, you can tell who's really taking that to heart. And I mean, fortunately tonight, I mean, we didn't have any no kind of cramps or anything like that. And you know, I thought our guys played really fast for the duration of the game.
You know, you've had a good kicking game. And we all know how important that is, especially as you get in those bigger games, get into the playoffs. A lot of times that's what separates a win and a loss. Tell us a little bit about your kicking game this year overall.
Yeah, really, tonight was really the first time where, I felt like we won the field position battle out of these first 3 games this year. Now, the teams that we played in the first 2 weeks had kickers who could just kick it in the end zone on every kickoff, and now we're starting from the 20. And tonight wasn't exactly like that. I thought our coverage teams did a really good job. We pinned them down. I think they may have gotten one of them out to the 30, but all the rest of them, we were probably 25 and in. Jordan Fuller, our special teams coordinator, did a really good job with the plan against those guys. I think we got our hands on one punt. It wasn't fully like one that got, blocked and headed the other direction, but I think we got our hands on one of them. And we affected several other punts and really had some good returns with Jalen Taylor back there as well. And I thought we definitely dominated that part of the game tonight.
Coach, you've had a player, I remember several years ago when you first got there, I was doing radio. And you had a little kid named Brett.
Yeah.
Coach, he's been with you the whole time.
He has.
Tell us a little bit about his progression and just how far he's come.
I would like to see, a stat of who has played in the most high school football games, period.
He's got to be one of them.
He's got to be. I mean, this will be his 5th year to start. He's actually changed positions this year. Prior to this season, he was really a defensive end for us the entire time in the 3-4. Now he's being recruited as a linebacker, an inside linebacker. And so this year we kind of shifted our scheme a little bit. We're a 3-3 team rather than 3-4, and he's playing one of those inside backer spots. And even though he is a fantastic player, anytime that you're asked to learn a little bit of a new skill set, there's going to be a little bit of adjusting time in there. And I think each of the 3 games so far, you could tell he's just getting more comfortable in that role. And with him playing off the ball like that, it actually allows him to affect the game in several different ways as opposed to him playing, the defensive end spot where he's right over there and he can really affect 2 gaps. Now, I mean, he can affect
every gap.
3 to 4 gaps. We can bring him from anywhere, and he still does play on the edge of the line of scrimmage a significant amount for us and get to use his pass rush skills. But he's a really good football player and has really good leadership skills as well.
That's what I was going to ask. It always, even when he was little, seemed to be that guy that didn't mind talking a little bit. He learned he knew the pecking order.
Yeah.
But I bet now he's one of your better leaders on the defensive side.
Well, this will actually be his 4th year to be a team captain for us.
Wow.
We named him a captain when he was a freshman. And it's not that common these days. I kind of feel like the old man screaming at the cloud when I say this, but teenagers don't really I want to communicate face to face and open their mouth and say things to other people. A lot of times it's the communication happens with their thumbs. And Keenan has a unique ability to hold his teammates accountable verbally, and do it in a way where he's letting them know what they need to get corrected, but he's not berating them while he's doing that. So he remains positive while he's holding his teammates accountable. And he's an encourager at times as well. And he has to be corrected sometimes too. So he takes that part of it really well on the other side of it. So I think he's just comes from a really great family.
and he's been in 1 million football games at this point. So nothing that happens on a Friday night is going to be something he hasn't been through before. And, you know, him and some other guys similar to him have been guys that we can kind of lean on through this little stretch at the beginning of the year.
Coach, I want to ask about another one of your players. Now, I was at the Central Carroll game, and a lot was made about their tailback, who's going to Notre Dame. And I wasn't there the whole game, but from my perspective, I thought your tailback was better. I thought Caleb Lynn was better than that guy. At least that night he was. He's a really great football player. Tell us about him.
He is. You know, he's got a huge skill set. He had at least 2 touchdowns tonight, maybe missing one there. I know he rushed for one early on and had a receiving touchdown as well. Really for most of the summer, we played him a lot at receiver just so he could kind of grow that part of his game a little bit more, and he can do that on Friday nights as well. We haven't done that with him a lot so far this year, but that's something that, you know, maybe you could see as the year goes on. But we want to get the ball in his hands as many ways as possible. He catches it really well out of the backfield. He's extremely strong and well put together, so he can protect the passer well. And, you know, now I think really this year you've seen a marked improvement in him in the short yardage type of run.
Very physical back.
Very. And I think that's been a big improvement from last year. So you see him now getting behind his shoulder pads and finishing runs forward in those short yardage situations where he's always been strong, but his pad level wasn't as good last year as it is this year. I guess I'll say it like that.
Coach Adams, every football coach I think that's worth his salt, we know that they're teaching toughness when a kid plays football. That coach is teaching toughness, they're teaching discipline, all those kind of things, overcoming adversity, we hear that. But, you know, I think there's some things that from particular coaches that players pick up on and learn. And I think I've watched your program and watched you. And one of the things, Coach Short, that has always impressed me, you and I think, have talked about this a lot, that I think players are going to pick up from you, and it's a lifelong skill set that will serve them well when they are going out into the work world, is your organizational skills. This guy right here, let me tell you, as far as running a program and the organization that he has, the timing, everything in order, it runs like a top. It's like a machine if you're around Oxford football. And I think that's a great service you're providing these young men because they are seeing in action what a organized, well-run organization looks like. Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, the big part where that benefits us is our efficiency at practice. You know, I mean, we rarely practice over about 2 hours. We in our minds, we're fitting a 3-hour practice into a 2-hour time frame. And in order to do that, you have to have a lot of coaches that understand what's demanded of them. And the players have to understand the routine as well, so you can move from one thing to the next efficiently. You don't have wasted time. So, you know, and I think our players do definitely pick up on that and the sense of urgency that we try to move with at all times. And hopefully that's something that'll help them down the road as well. You know, because I mean, all these guys on our team and all of our coaches as well, there's going to be a time where they take their helmet off for the last time, and all of our coaches hang up our whistle for the last time, and there's going to be something else after football that hopefully they can look back at their time in the program and kind of say, well, you know, I see the way we did this. I see the urgency that we had with it. I see the organization that we had, and I want to apply that to whatever comes next for us.
Coach, real quick, one other thing for me is when I was working with the radio that one year, that was a nightmare to watch what you had to go through as far as facilities. Yeah. And now that you have those facilities, you watch being able to go from the weight room to out there on the indoor, and it's all just so organized. But if you didn't have those facilities, you couldn't quite be as organized.
That is 100% true. For 2 years there, I mean, our locker room was one end of campus. Our weight room was on the far end of campus. So like the idea of like lifting and also doing a walkthrough in the morning time, that was not really an option, just logistically. I mean, I had to, our players, if we worked out in the morning, they would load their bags on the back of my truck. I would physically drive them down to the locker room and unload them every time that we lifted, so that when they came in for practice in the afternoon, their bag was at their locker. And that's, you know, that's not the end of the world or anything, but it's just one more thing that you have to do each day, you know. So, but moving into the facility that we're in now, this is our 3rd year in it. I mean, there's really no excuses to not be extremely efficient with the nutrition we're able to provide to them, and the weight room being right there, the indoor right there, the locker room, and everything's within really a 5-second walk to the next thing. And so, I mean, we're able to do so much with our guys from 7 a.m. to 8:20 a.m. that, you know, by the time practice rolls around, I mean, we're already extremely prepared for what's going to happen at practice that day. They're not getting out there and trying to figure out what's going on.
No waste of time.
None at all. I mean, every minute is mapped out from the time they get there every single day until the time that they leave.
What I tell you, folks, organization, you saw a brief glimpse into that of Oxford football. Also, another thing about coaches is, Coach, you let it slip a little bit. You notice he didn't say Sage Valley, he said Pinson Valley. Coaches are always looking ahead to the next one, and so Pinson Valley is next. This tough region. Take us through Pinson Valley next week and the rest of this tough region the rest of the season.
Yeah, you know, I mean, our region has been well represented in state championship games for the last 10 years. I mean, you've had several state champions in there, and Mountain Brook made it to the state championship game one time and unfortunately didn't win it. But and it's one of the toughest regions in the state, which makes it a whole lot of fun, you know, because every week, I mean, you've got to prepare, or else you'll be embarrassed on Friday night. I mean, if you're not well prepared, it's going to show. So, you know, Pinson Valley is one of the teams that has won several state championships in the last 10 years. A very proud program with a lot of tradition there. And that was really a big hurdle for our program and our guys to get over a couple of years ago when we beat them for the first time. I mean, we had, you know, I go back, this is at Pinson in 23. You know, they had knocked us out of the playoffs in 21 and beaten us in 22. And, you know, just the history of, for whatever reason, that was a game that the Oxford kids really didn't feel all that confident about. We had, when we finally scored a long touchdown in that 23 game, it was DK Wilson. He actually cried.
Yeah, I'm sure.
On the sideline. I mean, we're still in the third quarter of the game, but that kind of separated itself. And I said, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Hey, we're just doing it. We're doing it." I mean, it was really kind of unexpected, but you know, that's really, it's going to be another one of those wars that we're going to have to that we got to be extremely well prepared to fight next week. And you know, if we can you know, play well enough to deserve to win that game, then, you know, that puts us in a really good spot for another huge region game the following week against Mountain Brook. So, and then after that one, you know, we go non-region for 1 week against Helena. Then we got Pell City, and then we got Clay, and so I mean, there's a lot of good games, tough games left out there ahead of us.
Well, he's the extremely organized, and he's the extremely victorious head football coach of the Oxford Yellow Jackets, Coach Sam Adams. His team winning on homecoming tonight at Lamar Field, beating the Shades Valley Mounties 45-7. Coach, congratulations on the win. He's hungry. We're going to get him some WM food in our hospitality room. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much, and go Big O.
Sam Adams, head coach of the Oxford Yellow Jackets. Let's tell you about the folks at Young Oil Grub Mart. We showed you the muscle team earlier. They have locations now in Summerton and Asheville. They've got the 99-cent bag of ice. They've got deli items in certain stores. They're everywhere, folks. They have got locations: Center, Gadsden, Southside, Alexandria, Oxford, Auburn, Opelika, Piedmont, all over the eastern side of the state, in addition to those new locations in Summerton and in Asheville. Young Oil Grub Mart, great supporters of high school football. We're really just getting started here on High School Football Alabama After the Game. Tons of highlights and awards and a whole lot more. Region rundown, all that still to come as we roll on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden bringing you our region rundowns. We got some of those coming. We got a lot of those coming. We're in region play the first week that everybody's in region play tonight. 1.9% financing on the new 2026 Equinox and Blazers is perfect for moms with kids that play ball. Got plenty of room, great gas mileage. They've got a great selection of Silverados and SUVs ready for tailgating. Always a great service department to get you ready to travel to see your favorite team. Team 1 Chevy on U.S. Highway 431. You know it is East Megan Boulevard in East Gadsden. Go by and see the folks at Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. Let's tell you about our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. It's Case Tittle of Cherokee County. Last year as a junior, he had surgery last year, almost a year ago, just a little more than a year ago. On August 29th of 2024, he had both ACL and MCL surgery, both. And now he missed the entire season. Not sure what happened to Case there, but anyway, maybe we'll bring him back. But he had the entire season last year where he was missed. But now he's back. He's starting at middle linebacker for the Warriors. Against Arab last week, he had a tip pass, 10.5 tackles last week. Case Tittle is our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. Great perseverance by that young man to come back and be a part of his football team at Cherokee County High School. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, coming to you live tonight from the Sound Solutions Media Center right here on Quintard Avenue in Anniston at Parker Memorial Baptist Church. Thanks for Parker showing great hospitality to our friends from Westbrook tonight, our cheerleaders and their moms and dads who are here with us tonight. Appreciate them doing the great hospitality like they always do. And now we're going to talk about another big game. We're going to talk about this a lot throughout the year. Class 3A Region 6 tonight. Two Calhoun County next door neighbors, sort of. Wellborn, Weaver. Chad, you were at that game tonight out at Bill Bryan Stadium. The score, I think, maybe, you tell me, maybe a little bit misleading. This was a little misleading. Kind of a close game early, but Wellborn really blew it open in the second half.
No doubt. You know, the Weaver Bearcats, they won 4 of their last 5 last year to make it to the playoffs. It was really the start of the 24 season that's kept them from getting a home playoff game. Lost last week to open the season, hoping to get into that win column a little sooner in 2025. They take on the Bearcats, where they take on the Wellborn Panthers tonight at Bill Bryan Stadium. Let's go to the Jack State highlights and see how this one fared. And we got there at halftime. It's 24-12. Wellborn scored right at the end of the first half. Weaver's trailing at the half, but you know what, John? They've never lost a halftime. 3-time state champion band. These kids can flat out play. Always love to see the Weaver Bearcat band. Looking good. I'm telling you, they never lose a halftime. So they're trailing 24-12. Third quarter, they're going to try and make a little bit of a comeback. Francisco Nera with a first down run. Tough yards for Taylor Green. This is going to be a run inside the 10. Look at him just carrying folks. Tell you, Wellborn's coaching staff not happy about that run because they weren't playing hard enough. But they would have a couple penalties that would drive Weaver back. Wellborn would make the plays in the end zone to turn the ball over. Panthers now with the ball back with that 12-point lead. And boy, let me tell you what, Reese Taylor makes good use of the time. He's going to take this one to the house, putting them on the board very quickly. And now they're up by 3 scores. Wellborn in charge. Weaver, though, back on offense. Again, more defense from Wellborn. This time, Trailer all with a big pass breakup, giving the ball back to the Panthers once again. And then they'll go to the man that was one of the stars last week, Jaheim Kirby. Massive, tough first down run, barreling through a couple of defenders. This time he's going to take it the right side, and he is almost to the house. Great effort on the Weaver defense to pull him down at the 5-yard line, but he would set him up with a first and goal. Quarterback Amberson takes it in nice and easy for the touchdown, and Wellborn would really extend this one out in the second half. Touchdown t-shirts provided by RO Supply go into the stands. Not the best of throws, that one, but it was 40-12 at that point. The Wellborn cheerleaders were great, though. They were great sports about it. But yeah, John, like you said, it was a great second half for Wellborn. They pulled away because it was a tight game there at the half.
I'll tell you, the throw may be my fault. I'm the one.
That's a long way. It tracks there, too.
Well, we actually talked about that because I was there during halftime, and I met with them, and I said, y'all want to do this? And they said, well, can we get on the other side of the fence? I said, well, I can't get over the other side of the fence. So we just got to see what kind of arms you got. They were good sports, though, because there were some good throws. There were some bad throws.
I don't think I properly wrapped our RO Supply, the touchdown T-shirts. By the way, that's been a legendary kind of thing here for a lot of years. We're bringing it back for the first time here on After the Game. Thanks to RO Supply, doing a great job, jumping on board with us and giving out those touchdown T-shirts. We're going to be at virtually every game the rest of this season. Look for us. We'll have the cheerleaders there throwing out RO Supply touchdown T-shirts. Thank you to RO Supply for providing those for us throughout the rest of this 2025 season. So before we get to our awards to remember East Alabama Top 10, as we just took a look at those Jack State highlights there, we thought this might be a pretty key game tonight for Wellborn and Weaver. Not really sure what Weaver had because they had only played one game. Not kind of really sure what Wellborn had because they had only played one game. They both had early season open dates. But we're starting to see a little bit maybe of separation in Class 3A Region 6. And Wellborn's had, to be honest with you, 2 impressive wins in a row. Beat J.B. Pennington coming from behind last week. Really playing well in the second half tonight to beat Weaver. Wellborn, as expected, going to be a playoff contender out of this region again.
A great second half team. Now that's when I get there. It could be a little good luck charm. I don't know. But they seem to really have that second gear in the second half where they really kind of pull away from teams. They look like the more dominant teams in third and fourth quarter.
If you look up on that hill, it says Jeff Smith, you know, over there?
Yeah.
That's a Jeff Smith football team.
Tough.
I mean, they're always going to be very tough. They're going to be well-conditioned. And you don't ever see a bunch of kids cramping on Wellborn's sideline. Never have. And he's not going to allow that. So he just does a great job with those kids all summer long with conditioning. And they're just, when you go out there, you better be ready to get hit because that's part of the football game. And they play it.
Guys, next week, a game that I think is going to go a long, long way in deciding who goes to the playoffs and who doesn't out of that 3A Region 6. I think it may be one of the best games of the year coming up. Wellborn traveling to Glencoe next week.
That's and they got their first win tonight, right?
For 3 and 4. Yeah. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that it could, if you want to go back later on, this ball game could be a 3rd and 4th.
You
And I
couldn't
know
say this
everybody's
was for 3 and 4 next week.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if Jeff's listening, he's probably like, "Who?
No,
what
are you talking about? Yeah,
This
exactly.
is undefeated Wellborn right now. You know, because then if they win next week, then they're 3-0, and good luck telling him he's going to be a 3rd or 4th seed at this point with a 3-0 team. But
you're just trying to get there. So
yeah,
that's be the first thing you do. Let's get 3 and 4, then worry about 1 and 2.
It's a long season because this is the 9-team region, so they're going to be playing Halloween. It's going to come down like last year. They're going to be playing Halloween night with games that's going to count. All right, so it's time for our East Alabama Top 10 as we take a look at the top 10 teams in East Alabama, regardless of classification. And let me say, I've had some people saying, well, Piedmont would be. I read these comments, folks. They're saying that Piedmont would beat Wadley. I'm not saying that Piedmont that Wadley is necessarily better than Piedmont. I'm saying in their classification, how strong are they in their classification?
Pound for pound.
Yeah, pound for
pound.
pound. You know, we're not saying that, you know.
Roy Jones Jr. probably the pound for pound greatest boxer, but he wouldn't beat Muhammad Ali.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So with that being said, here's our East Alabama top 10. Number 10, Westbrook Christian. Again, they're up 42-0 at the half tonight. Played 8-minute halves. Basically, it was a JV game. We'll see that coming up in our highlights. Westbrook, going to be a big player in 3A Region 6 and in 3A football. Number 9, Central Clay County. One time had a tough time down at Valley. Valley's a much improved team. Might be the runner-up in that region before all is said and done.
They got to get healthy.
That may have been the region title game.
That one did give me a double take tonight.
The quarterback. He's still not playing. He's still.
I wouldn't be surprised though if Valley winds up being the runner-up in that region when it's all said and done. So that may have been the region title game tonight. Not saying that it is.
Yes, Danny Homer. Don't hear that.
Number 8 in our East Alabama top 10, Pleasant Valley. Obviously taking care of business tonight, 55-0 over Donahoe. Pisgah next week. It's the game. Coach Nix wouldn't say it, but we'll say it. That's the game of the year for Pleasant Valley. Maybe the biggest football game regular season-wise in Pleasant Valley history next week. Yeah, I just said
Pisgah.
At Pisgah.
Oh, they get to see a Jumbotron.
But you know what? This team has had they've had so many of their biggest games in the history. They could be getting accustomed to this now.
Yeah, they are. I think so. I think Coach Nick said that to us.
Yeah.
I think he said this team has handled success pretty well.
And each week will be more and more.
Number 7, Alexandria. Again, they took care of business at Jacksonville last week. How impressive does that win look after Jacksonville, for most of the game, gave Moody all they wanted tonight? Alexandria handling White Plains tonight. Valley Cubs getting ready for number 6, Anniston. Next week, Anniston, Alexandria at Lot Mosby. Coach, I think you might be able to see that game. I think that might be your spot.
Natural grass. Well, on
a little better than what you saw.
Well, again, number 7.
That was my fault for sure tonight.
Number 7 right there. He said, they're back.
Yeah.
Number 5 in our East Alabama top 10, Cherokee County. One thing that Coach and I talk about a lot, Chad, over the years is Aniana may have a down here and there, but the Redskins are one of the premier programs in this state, period. They're not going to stay down for long, and apparently Aniana is back. They gave Cherokee County all they wanted. Warriors pulled away late tonight at home and won it 42-29, but this was a close game into the fourth. So that's a big win, I think, for Cherokee County, because Aniana might wind up being a playoff team before it's said and done.
You talk about the top 10.
What?
7, 6, and 5 are all in the top 10.
All in 4A Region 6.
Yes.
And in our top 10 in East Alabama, regardless of class. Number 4 in our East Alabama top 10, Moody. I don't think they played particularly well in the first half tonight. I think they had some mistakes there, a lot of penalties, things like that. It's kind of a sluggish start for Moody, but the talent level, watching them in person tonight, I got to see them in person, is off the charts.
They passed the eye test.
14-14 at the half, but in the first minute and a half of the second half, they scored 14 unanswered. Big plays, defensive score, and they beat Jacksonville by 3 touchdowns tonight. Number 3 in our East Alabama top 10, Coosa Christian, just taking care of business last night, 47-6 on Thursday over at Rimlap against Southeastern. Nobody in 2A, I'll say it, it's nobody in that 2A region. No disrespect to West End and Cold Springs and Falkville and Cleveland and those kind of folks, but there's nobody in that region that is, you're going to see similar results to what we saw last night the rest of the way in the regular season and region play. Number 2, Piedmont Bulldogs. Again, just a dominant performance tonight. We saw it. It was our game of the week. That was my fault. I chose that. I'm fessing up to it. 61-6 tonight. We'll have the complete highlights of that game coming up from the Creek Bank as they beat Ohatchee. And number one, Wadley, they were down significantly, 21-0 to Fayetteville tonight.
Impressive.
So this is a shaky one now. Shaky one, but then they come back and they win it tonight. 56-27 over Wadley. Guys, your thoughts overall on our top 10?
My biggest takeaway is maybe we're sleeping on them a little bit because the early season loss to Piedmont, and so they may be kind of being slept on just a little bit.
My takeaway is in 10-2, Piedmont and Westbrook they both got phenomenal coaching staffs.
When does that
they're
happen?
going to be tested.
A couple weeks away.
2 weeks.
Don't tell everybody. I guess. Look, okay, I'll tell you this: Piedmont is off next week. Okay, and then Westbrook's not, but that's by design. And then they'll play then. But also that night they're playing. It also is going to be a celebration of the 2015, the 10-year anniversary of the state championship game, and Glencoe is off that night. So all those guys will be back there. It would be very crowded on both sides. The only thing that concerns me about these two, Westbrook and Piedmont, is both of them are winning by such phenomenal scores that people think, well, they're running the scores up on us. They've got to get their kids to play, because when that game happens, I'm kind of glad that they're playing each other, because they haven't played 4 quarters. Nobody has it. To a coach, that drives you nuts. You hadn't played 4 quarters. They may be 6 quarters that night. I don't know how many overtimes.
And as evidence of that, we pull up. We've been to Jacksonville, pull up at Saxton. I got to give all the credit to Don Wilson on this. I said, Don, we pulled off 4:31 there, pulling into Jack Stewart Field. I said, Don, what is the score going to be here at the half? We had no idea. Don says 35-0. When we pulled, it wasn't half. About 6 minutes to go in the half. He said, when we get there, what's the score going to be? Don's sitting in the back seat of my car, and he says 35-0. We turn the corner and pull up, and it's Westbrook 35, Sax 0. He nailed it. So I had to give him credit for that prediction. But that just shows no discredit to Sax or Ohatchee. It's just these teams are just that good in Class 3A Region 6.
And people are going to have to fans of the other team, you're just going to have to be just take it on the chin.
Yeah.
Because they got to play 4 quarters somewhere, and they have to. But tonight, in the running clock, I'm sure both of them played a lot of young people, because those are valuable reps they got to have too.
We had no changes in our East Alabama top 10 from last week. We kind of expected this. This was kind of the calm before the big storm that's coming next week. Next week, we're going to have some big changes here. Time for our next Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36, extra point of the night. Munford's 38-14, or Lincoln, I should say, 38-14. I better get that right. They'll be after me. Lincoln's 38-14 home win over arch rival Munford last week. Broke a 15-game losing streak for the Golden Bears. Look at this, guys. Lincoln's last win was October 6, 2023, also at home and also against Munford, 29-17. Lincoln has actually won 3 of the last 5 games versus the Lions. We'll be back with more of After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, in just a moment.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team 1 Chevrolet. Team 1 Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team 1 Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number. You're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheaha Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheaha family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheahaCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
Judd Edwards, State Farm Insurance, bringing you our game of the week, which is upcoming a little bit later on in the show. He is here in our community, and he's for our community. Let me tell you, I serve with Judd Edwards on a couple of boards here, and he is plugged into this community, delivering great service, real hometown relationships. He is protecting your family, supporting your local school. He's been doing this for 5 years. Call him in Heflin, 256-463-2260. Go to their website at insurewhatcounts.com. Judd Edwards, State Farm Insurance. New location right there in Heflin, and I'll go by and see them today. All right, we're back on high school football. Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on this football Friday night. Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short back here with us. Number 2 team in the state in 5A, the Moody Blue Devils, went to the championship game last year, coming into Jacksonville tonight to take on literally a wounded Jacksonville team who had a lot of injuries. Coach saw that last week. But tell you what, Jacksonville played very, very well tonight. And for most of this game, they gave Moody all they could handle.
Definitely looking to get back to the win column tonight. Last week, as we mentioned, tough game against Alexandria. Heated rivalry, a lot of emotions, led to some Olive Garden, all this kind of stuff going on. The schedule did them no favors whatsoever. After facing top 10 Alexandria, you like that? I think it's funny. I think it's good. And top 10 Alexandria now comes in second-ranked Moody. Blue Devils coming into town to Golden Eagle Stadium. Let's go to the Oxford Lumber highlights and see how this one fared as we see the coin toss. I do love the Moody helmets. I do love the skull and crossbones. Nice little shot there by the Blue Devils, and the Golden Eagles are running out onto their home field, and Moody's going to get started pretty quickly. Jake Lowry is going to get a pass from Jeliah Rutledge. 14 yards is the first down for the Blue Devils. They're going to keep it on the ground this time. Meadows, 16-yarder. Man, he is a tank, and he ran well there for 14 or 16 yards. They're going to go back to the air this time. Lowry to Rutledge. 16 yards, touchdown. 7-0 Moody at this point, and we got the RO Supply touchdown T-shirts, and they're going to go one better than the ones that I did.
There's a good throw right there.
It's a good shots. Not a lot of Brandon Avalos here. We got some good quarterbacks here throwing into the stands. Now they open up the shirts. Awesome stuff. Thank you, RO Supply. Jacksonville now on offense. Kevin Hughley gets a 12-yard pass from Harmon. That puts him down inside Moody territory. Now back to the air. P.J. Holloway going to take an 11-yard pass from Harmon. He's going to take over to the left side for another first down for the Golden Eagles. But this drive would stall, as this would be a carry and fumbled, recovered by Moody. Pezron Mobley going to pick it up at the 43-yard line, giving the Blue Devils the ball back, and that's not what you want to do. Rutledge, 33 yards from Lowry down to the Jacksonville High School 17-yard line. Next play, they're going to go to Meadows. Nephew of the old Meadows, right? I think it's a nephew of his father. Yeah. That's going to be 17 yards. Touchdown in there, good. 14 0 Moody at this point. Blue Devils would go on to score double tonight, doubling up the Golden Eagles 42-21.
Good performance by Jacksonville tonight. Moody, though, they're talented everywhere. They're good at the skill positions. They're phenomenal in the interior defensive line and the offensive line. There's really not a weakness on this team. Their kicking game looks to be really good. I mean, I think after watching them tonight, even though this was 14-14 at the half, as we mentioned, they came out the second half, scored 2 touchdowns in the first minute and a half. But even then, Jacksonville stalemated 7-7 the rest of the way. Great performance by Jeremy Sullivan and Jacksonville to stay with this bunch, because I still think Moody probably is the favorite to win 5A, I think.
That's quite possible, but I mean, how could you go from – that's tough back-to-back right there. That's a huge task for any Jacksonville team. They got to find a way to pick up and move on, because those are not your typical back-to-back opponents.
Yeah, especially since they're beat up as they are.
Yeah.
And some of those, I think it's 4, and maybe guys that are out for the year. You know, we're talking about broken bones here or there.
Yep.
So, yeah, they had a real tough time last week as far as injuries are concerned. So how can they get over them? You know, how can they get other people to get developed? But, you know, give Moody some credit, too. You know, they hadn't had a scrappy schedule themselves.
No, they have not.
You know, they start out with Gainesville and then come back at Oxford. So he'll tell you the same thing. He scheduled that for himself to get better, because that region has traditionally been very strong, especially in the top end.
Absolutely. Big win tonight for the Moody Blue Devils. They remain undefeated. Guys, for the first time tonight, we're going to take a look at our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. We're going to show you all the 1A and 2A regions at this time. So let's begin in Class 1A as we begin running through region play. This is big. The first 2 weeks, we were all in non-region play except for Class 3A Region 6. They started a week early, being in the 9-team region. But everybody this week jumping into region play. So now we have our region rundown. Class 1A Region 6, Wadley 1-0, Woodland 1-0. Winterboro did not play a region game tonight. They were a non-region game. They won. And then you got Donahoe. They have not played a region game as of yet. Fayetteville, Victory Christian. But, you know, it's starting to become clear here. I think, you know, Wadley, Winterboro, but, you know, Woodland and Fayetteville really showing some power in this region.
Tough, though, because Winterboro, they don't get to play any home games this year, right?
That's right. Their stadium, the Tornado,
tore down the stadium, so all of their home games are being played in Childersburg, I believe.
That's right.
Is that correct? So how does that play out all year? Does it get tiring? Does it lead to something? I mean, because it can't be no fun. You're playing a whole season, no games at your home stadium.
Well, I called, you know, Coach Mansfield this week, or really the beginning of the weekend last week, just to tell him, you know, prayers to that team. Just like we did at Mumford earlier in the year, that they lost one of their better players. Tragically got killed, and they had to deal with that tonight too. So that's a hard, tough thing to do as a head coach, to get that in there. And Fayetteville up 21-0 in the first quarter over Wadley.
John Limbaugh doing a great job down there. They were 2-0 coming into that game, big game. Let's jump down, continuing in Class 1A. Let's go to 1A Region 8. This is the region we can't figure out. Right now, Spring Garden, Valley Head, Woodville coming on, Appalachian non-region game. And then you got Galesville, Ida, Raglan. I still think Raglan's going to be okay. They gave up a lot of points tonight at Spring Garden, but Spring Garden bounced back very nicely tonight, scoring 53 points, I believe it was, in that win over Raglan.
Well, again, we're going to have to get a couple more games into the region before I can start figuring out who might win it. But I bet they have some good steak sandwiches out there tonight.
Oh, yeah, man, you know what? I forgot about those.
Let's go to Class 2A now. 2A Region 6, Coosa Christian played last night. That, if there's a more deceptive record in the state, I don't know of one. Coosa 1-2, but those losses were to 6A Pell City, and then, of course, to a powerhouse in Georgia and Pierce County. Then you got Falkville sitting there at 1-0, Susan Moore 1-0. As I said before, this is basically Coosa Christian at the top, and now we're trying to figure out of those other 6 teams, who's going to take the other 3 spots.
Who else is going to get a home game?
That's right. That's exactly
right.
Well, yeah, and for them, but they've got to still stay healthy, because they're only playing like 15 guys.
Yeah, that
so
is
one
a
injury,
concern.
especially in the backfield, could really hurt them, because they played last night with a backup running back, because the other guy was a little bit, but they still got Blunt. They got to play Blunt game 5. Blunt is coming to 6A Blunt, who played with Viger, is coming to.
That's nuts.
That blows my mind.
Of
all the things I've seen in high school football through the years, schedule-wise, that one is probably the most mind-blowing.
Yeah, with 15 guys running back, you're going to play Blunt? I don't know.
Well, they didn't choose that, but the thing for them,
Well,
the thing for them is going to be the same thing I mentioned for Piedmont in Westbrook. Is they're going to be beating these people so bad? He's going to, have to figure out how to.
They really need this blunt game. They really do, because the reality is they might not be challenged for a month or two here. Besides that blunt game. Now let's take a look. Continuing at Class 2A Region 7 again. I think we're starting to see some separation, but obviously the big game next week, Pisgah, Pleasant Valley. I think we could say that's probably going to be the region title game. North Sand Mountain, very good. They beat a Sandrock team, coach, that you and I saw. They beat them 41-0 at Sandrock tonight. Cedar Bluff playing some pretty good football. I know they got beat by Collinsville bad last week, but they bounced back tonight. But I think all eyes in this region are on that Pisgah-Pleasant Valley game next week.
I missed the Collinsville score tonight. What was that? I missed that.
Collinsville tonight, same thing happened to Collinsville as happened to Pisgah last week. It was a very close game at the half, and then 5 blew them away in the second half. 58-22 was the final 5 over Collinsville.
That's a lot of adjustments to make it halftime. That's a lot of big adjustments.
That's our Team 1 Chevrolet Gadsden Region rundown for Classes 1A and for 2A. Time now for our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week from last week. And as always, some big numbers being thrown up by our F&M Bank Player of the Week. And that player is, I dropped off the plaque today, as a matter of fact, in Jacksonville at Jacksonville Christian Academy. That is Noah Lee, our Player of the Week. Let me tell you what he did last week against Tuscaloosa Christian. Noah Lee, the quarterback, in that 54-20 win over Tuscaloosa Christian. He had 330 yards of total offense and 5 touchdowns. That included 14 of 17 for 234 yards and 3 touchdowns passing. He had 96 yards rushing and 2 more touchdowns. Again, 330 yards of total offense and 5 touchdowns for Noah Lee in last week's 54-20 JCA win over Tuscaloosa Christian. Back with more of After the Game in just a moment.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheaha Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheaha family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit cheahacheerandtumble.com today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team 1 Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware bringing you highlights each and every Friday night here on After the Game. They're more than just your local hardware store. They're your hometown partner in getting things done. They have blueprint takeoffs, job site delivery, custom paint matching, lock keying. They've got the tools. They've got the know-how. If you need glass cutting, replacement windows or doors, your propane filled, they'll do it. They've got all of that plus Ace Rewards, and they have a top-notch commercial and industrial sales team. They are local. They're right here in East Alabama with locations in Jacksonville, Oxford, Lincoln, Talladega, and in Roanoke as well. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware bringing you our highlights each and every Friday night. And speaking of some highlights, back here on After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission, Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short, we're going to take you out to another game that I was at tonight out at Jack Stewart Field, the game we talked about that Don Wilson kind of nailed what the score was going to be. Just another very impressive performance by the Westbrook Christian Warriors tonight.
Yeah, the whole lead-in was about Brody Blevins. We didn't get any highlights from Brody Blevins because by the time we got there, he was pulled out of the game. But last week, let's talk about it anyway. I wrote it. Let's talk about it. Center stage last week, he threw for 230 and 2 scores. Those 2 scores were enough to win the game because they held Glencoe to 168 total yards and 1 score. They're looking pretty complete this year. They look to be complete tonight as they head to Jack Stewart Field and take on Sachs. Let's go to the Oxford Lumber highlights and see how this one fared as we kind of deflated the suspense for this one. But we'll talk about it anyway. Hey, John, there with Lynn Martin.
53 years he's been keeping the chains, and the old gym there is named for him.
That's not bad right there. Maximus Jones, 3-yard touchdown run. This would put Westbrook up on top 42-0. And the RO Supply touchdown shirts go flying.
They're wrapped a little better.
They're wrapped a little bit better.
I wrapped those too.
They're doing a good job opening them up after the game. Thank you, RO Supply. Touchdown would be a lot for Westbrook. They're up 42-0. Now you're seeing a lot of fresh, clean jerseys on the field. It's what Westbrook and Piedmont are doing a lot of, building that depth of this team. Maybe we'll see next couple of years as well for them to lean on that. But anyway, it's going to be a 4th and 8 for Sachs, and Westbrook Christian stops for no gain. Bo Kilgo is going to take this one over the left side for a 17-yard scamper. And this is pretty much all Westbrook tonight, guys.
Bo Kilgo is the starting wide receiver. Been playing, it seems like, forever there as we see Coach Steve Smith. And he's the starting wide receiver, but I'm going to assume that he's the backup quarterback. So
yes,
Coach Smith trying to get some reps in for him tonight. To be honest with you, 8-minute running clock, guys, in the second half. And just to tell you, second half was JV action, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, but this is great for depth. This is great for building, because those kids work hard in the summer too, Coach.
They do, and really that group probably had a JV game Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And they got to play tonight, so that's very important for them. The thing about Westbrook is they have 4, possibly 5 receivers that it can catch. One maybe there's not a whole lot of separations. They got 5 guys. That makes it very difficult to defend them because of the number of the receivers they had. The average team may have 1 or 2. Well, we put our best players over there. But when there's 5 of them and he goes 5 wide or 4 wide, it makes them very hard to defend. But John, I'm going to beg that maybe, Steve Smith, I apologize. I know you got a game next week.
I'm scared of what's coming.
I don't know what's going on.
I would really like to go to that game, not next week, but the week after next.
That's fair.
He's begging me and apologizing to Steve Smith. So
I didn't know where he was
going. I have no idea what is coming up.
Where I was going.
Where he's going with that.
That'll be a booger of a game now. Then, in 2 weeks it is. It's going to be
3 weeks for us to get to boogers.
That's for sure. Here we go.
Of a game.
All right.
It is just what I've seen Westbrook last 2 weeks. Saw him last week, saw him a little bit this week, not much as far as the first team. I'll tell you what it is. Westbrook is starting more and more every week to look like your classic Steve Smith team.
Yeah.
And that should scare a lot of people in 3A, for sure.
You've seen the steady growth each year, winning 1 more game the last 2 years, and this year looks like they're going to blow through that. So that 6-win window will be what?
I mean, I haven't seen them, but I bet they start fast in the quarter or in the half and come out and start fast the third quarter, and it's pretty much decided.
And solid everywhere. Not really any weaknesses on this team. Maybe not spectacular everywhere, even though I think they're spectacular at quarterback, but they're solid everywhere. Everywhere they're solid. That's the marks to me, of a Steve Smith coach team.
Put a quick button on this. Shannon Felder and his sack squad. It's a tough matchup for them tonight. With the numbers that they have this year, you knew it was going to be. I mean, when you're talking about the amount of weapons that Westbrook has, to see the numbers that Saxon's had to come into the season for. So, for at least strapping it up and giving it a shot tonight, great job. It's just the programs are in different spots now, just in terms of trajectory of, Shannon's just now getting started.
3 8th graders start.
Yeah.
For sacks. I mean, 3 8th graders. So he's almost playing a JV game to start out.
About 20 players.
Exactly.
And the thing about it is, from every coach I've heard that's played them this year, so at the end they're still playing hard. That's all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask for.
Jack State also bringing you highlights on these football Friday nights here on After the Game. Let me tell you the best way to experience Jack State right now, and that's by visiting campus, because if you haven't been in a while, that university is changing daily. Come see for yourself what makes Jack State so special. Academics, athletics, student life, a campus visit, the best way to get a real feel for what it's like to be a part of the Gamecock family. They've got fall preview days coming up. There's Gamecock football even tomorrow at 11 a.m. against Liberty. Check it out for yourself. Jacksonville State University, the friendliest campus in the South. That's not a slogan, that's a fact. Schedule your visit at jsu.edu/visit. We'll be back with more of After the Game in just a moment.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle and attach today.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. Life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anderson Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Addison Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We are coming to you tonight and every Friday night from our Sound Solutions Media Center, live at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. You need to choose Sound Solutions. Why? Because they are locally owned and operated right here in East Alabama in Oxford. They have decades of combined audio, video, and lighting experience. They are professional, they are reliable, and they are service-driven from planning to execution. Any audio, video, and lighting needs for any event or permanent lighting video that you need for churches, for businesses, for whatever it is. Sound Solutions right here in Oxford, the place to go, bringing you our media center on Friday nights here from Parker Memorial Baptist Church in Anniston. Time now for our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. We got a unique one for you tonight, and that is Westbrook Christian. This is only the second year they've ever had a marching band. They've had a band that played in the stands. They had, of course, the Westbrook Cabaret performing on the field. But as far as a marching band, only their second year. We had a chance to catch up with them tonight as they come onto the field at halftime out at Jack Stewart Field at Sachs. This is the Sound of Warriors. Anna Barnes is the band director, 45 members strong. They will be in the Etowah County Band Expo Tuesday night at Titan Stadium at Gadsden City High School performing. You see the statewide famous Westbrook Cabaret there. Their theme this year is Let's Dance. That's their halftime show. Footloose. They've got some music from Dirty Dancing. They've got Donna Summer's Last Dance. Great job tonight by the Westbrook Christian Sound of Warriors, our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. Congratulations to Westbrook Christian as they are the Band of the Week this week, presented by Emblem Credit Union. Just a fantastic band, only their second year, and just doing an incredible job out there entertaining the folks with the Crimson Cabaret, the drum line, and all the folks out there, the flag line and so forth at Sachs tonight. Congratulations to Westbrook, our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. Time now for more of our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundowns. We're going to look at the 3A, 4A regions now. And I promised the folks at Westbrook that we would have 9 teams in our 3A region tonight. So let's go right now and look first at 3A Region 4. We're starting to see a little bit of that separation there. Don't sleep on Glenwood. They're only lost to Valley, who've barely lost to Clay Central tonight. So Randolph County, Lee Scott Academy, both undefeated overall. But in region play, Dadeville, Glenwood, Lee Scott. Randolph County with a non-region game. And then you've got Beulah, Childersburg, and B.B. Comer. But again, Coach, I think Randolph County is going to be in the mix there, certainly. But, you know, the 2 schools that came in last year from the AISA, Glenwood and Lee Scott, they look like they're going to be kind of at the top of it.
Yeah, they very well could be. But I know Randolph County is, I think most people are sleeping on them a little bit because they lost some linemen last year, but they still got a running back. That kid's rushed for almost 900 yards in 2 ball games. I mean, he's up there at the top as far as one of the rushers, the amount of yards in the statewide. So Randolph County, I think they're going to be the sleeper to win the region.
You know, we were talking about that game tonight. We talked about Glenwood losing to Valley and Valley only losing close to Clay Central. My man Tommy Wood told me that Clay Central that went tonight over Valley, since they have become a school, talk about Clay Central, 74-6 in region play. That's
Can't
pretty
beat
stout.
that. That's pretty stout right there.
Class 3A now, Region 6. There it is. I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. We got them all 9 on here. So, all right, 9 teams in this region. At the top, Piedmont, Wellborn, Westbrook, Locust Fork in a non-region game. Then you got Glencoe, 1-1. Watch out for the Yellow Jackets. Weaver, Ohatchee, J.B. Pennington, and Sachs. Coach, I think we're starting to see a bit of separation here. I think we knew before the season started that Westbrook and Piedmont were going to be very close at the top of this region. But I'll tell you what, Glencoe looking very impressive tonight, beating J.B. Pennington on the road. Wellborn looked very impressive tonight, I think, as well, in blasting Weaver tonight. So I think we're starting to see a little bit of separation down there in that 3 and 4 spot.
Well, I know this, Wellborn, Wellborn, Coach Smith likes to take that I guess you'd say, underdog approach. And nobody's really looking for them this year. They haven't been put up there at the top anywhere. So I like where Walter Wellborn is sitting. I like where Glencoe's sitting. I mean, that is the thing for Glencoe is the more wins they get is just being able to handle some success when they get it. And I know Coach will do a good job with that. But look, there's 2 big ball games coming up right there with when Wellborn plays Glencoe and then when, Piedmont gets together with Westbrook, has that party.
Coach, that's exactly what I was sitting here thinking. I'm thinking everybody's talking about Piedmont, Westbrook, and that's going to be a huge game. But don't discount the importance of that Wellborn-Glencoe game over at Glencoe at Wilson-Darnell Stadium.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could be, those other coaches say, well, we might be first. I understand that. But you're just trying to get in. And those, it looks like right now those 4 may be the ones that might be getting in there. But, yeah, those are big matchups coming up.
Let's jump up to Class 4A now. Class 4A Region 3. Bullitt County, Hanley won tonight. Tallahassee won tonight. Even though Munford played Tallahassee close for a while, Booker T. Washington takes care of Talladega, Cleveland County, Munford, St. James, Talladega. There's really, I still think, Coach, that Hanley, when all is said and done, I think Hanley is going to have a big say-so in this region.
I've seen some of them on film, and they have a good football team. They have a very physical football team. People say, man, St. James has always been there. St. James lost their quarterback during the summer, and I knew things were going to struggle. They lost a lot of seniors last year. And I just think some of them other teams are going to have something to say in there. But, yeah, those 4 at the top right there look like right now they may be the leaders in that region.
Don't discount St. James. They only lost to Montgomery Academy 14-7. And, Coach, I think Montgomery Academy is going to be the 3A South
Very
winner
well
this
could
year.
be.
So that's a good football team. Let's jump north now. Class 4A Region 6. Here it is. Alexandria and Anniston, as I call it, the Chinker. Chinquad next week is going to be hopping. Alexandria and Anniston, Cherokee County, Hokes Bluff. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Those were the top 4 teams in this region last year. But let me draw your attention down toward the bottom. I think Aniana might be back, Coach.
Yeah, they might be. Well, they got the pedigree for it. I mean, they've got their number of state championships. I mean, how many state championships do we have there?
6 out of the 8 teams in that region have won a state championship in what I would call modern times. Alexandria has, Anniston, Center, Hokes Bluff, Etowah, Aniana. The only 2 that haven't won state championships are Asheville and White Plains.
The things those other teams have to do when you're playing a team like Aniana now, I mean, you got to keep an eye on them. You can't say, well, that's going to be one of our wins.
Oh, no.
You better be ready to play them. But those other ones up there, that next week, Alexandria and Anniston is going to be a war out there at Lott Mosley Memorial Stadium.
No doubt about it. And let me also tell you that Aniana, they may be down a year or 2, but they don't stay down for long. So that's our 4A regions there in our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. Let's tell you about the fine folks at Core Sports. We're going to be posting our play of the night later on in the year. You'll get to vote for our play of the year from those plays of the night. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we will be posting that. They are convenient down in Oxford, 1419 Hamrick Drive East in Suite 201. One-stop care, injury prevention, advanced surgery and rehab, full-service orthopedics and sports medicine partner. They have it all down there. Trusted orthopedic care, dedicated, compassionate teams delivering advanced treatment right here in your hometown in East Alabama with Dr. Clinton Ray and Dr. Jeffrey Lawler. We come back. We still have our game of the week, more highlights, and a whole lot more as we roll on a football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team 1 Chevrolet. Team 1 Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team 1 Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Still to come tonight on After the Game, we got our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week coming up. Johnson's Giant Food, they have locations throughout Etowah and Calhoun counties. They're in Jacksonville, Coldwater. They're in East Gadsden, downtown Gadsden, Etowah. Soon to be open in Southside on Highway 77. Whether it's Friday night football, college Saturday, you're too busy to cook, no problems. Johnson's Giant Food, they got the hot bar, they got the deli, they've got all the grab-and-go items. They got things like chicken salad, potato salad, crackers, chips, cookies, drinks. You need a large order. They got the wings, they got the chicken fingers, all that going on at Johnson's Giant Foods. They are waiting for you to call them during this football season. Back here on After the Game on the football Friday night, our hardworking team with you all the way through, getting all the scores and highlights and everything ready tonight. Back with Coach Michael Short and Chad Barnett. Going to take you out to Hokes Bluff tonight. On paper, two blue blood programs, Hokes Bluff and Etowah. Etowah a little down this year. Hokes Bluff is not going anywhere. They're kind of still the same. But I think this was the first time that maybe Hokes Bluff had hosted Etowah out at Hokes Bluff in like 40-something years, maybe longer than that. So a big Etowah County rivalry tonight. We were there with the highlights.
Like you said, helmet game for sure. Hokes Bluff really impressive last week in their season opener against Southside, namely their quarterback Bryce Whitaker. Last week he reached pay dirt 4 times to include a 59-yard touchdown run, which earned him the core orthopedic play of the night. Could he continue that hot start against the Etowah Blue Devils tonight? Let's go to the Oxford Lumber highlights in Hokes Bluff and Etowah County and see how this one played out. We're going to start on offense with Etowah. Devin Crow's going to have a pretty good 26-yard run and a circle around a little bit, get it towards midfield for the Blue Devils. Going to be a 4th down for Jason Zatarain. Field goal, 3-0 Etowah on top. Devin Crow back on offense, more Etowah. This is going to be an 11-yard run, but that drive would stall, and they would give the ball back to Hokes Bluff. Whitaker, tell me if you've seen this before. Right up the gut. That run seems to be there a lot for Hokes Bluff. That is going to be a touchdown. PAT is good. 7-0 Hokes Bluff. We got the touchdown T-shirts by RO Supply. Is Steve Stevens there? Oh, radio personality. Steve Stevens making an appearance at the Bluff. Going to go back to the play now. Kickoff return here by Jackson McCall. 35-yard kickoff return. Nice return by Etowah, but would not amount to anything. They would give it back to Hokes Bluff one more time. Bryce Whitaker, this time a 78-yard run. These wheels, I think, are going to be running all season. I'd like to see what the numbers he's put up so far. But As beautiful as this run was, as close to a touchdown it was, it's called back for a holding penalty. We just wanted to see it because it was a nice run. Whitaker now on the run or on the air to Parker Causey for a 12-yard pass. Hokes Bluff with the winners tonight, 28-0. They are 2-0 on the season. They are looking good.
There it is. Etowah's first visit to Hokes Bluff in 41 years. Hokes Bluff wins it 28-3. Eagles go to 2-0. Blue Devils fall to 0-2. Time now for our next extra point of the night. This is our last extra point, our last Randy Wood, State Representative out of District 36 extra point. And guess what it deals with, folks? Next week's Alexandria at Anniston game will be the 41st meeting of the Valley Cubs and Bulldogs dating back to 1926. Anniston has dominated the series, winning 33 of the 40 meetings. The Bulldogs won the first 21 meetings. The Valley Cubs' first victory came in 1950. In recent years, Anniston has won 6 of the last 8 meetings, but the two Calhoun County schools have split the last 4 matchups. I think there might be a few people at Lot Mosby next Friday night.
That's a helmet game.
We'll be back with more on After the Game in just a moment.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Awards to Remember, awardstoRemember.com. They bring you all of our awards, like our plaque for Player of the Week, like our Tough Guy Trophy for our Team of the Week, our trophy for our Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week. That all comes from Awards to Remember, awardstoRemember.com. They also have $100,000 worth of new screen printing equipment, and they are the place for all of your custom awards for your school, your church, your business, your organization. 892-2500 awards to remember.com. 4017 Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee. It is Judd Edwards Game of the Week time. I'll take the credit for this one. It's not really credit. I'll take
blame.
The blame. That's the correct word, Chad. Blame. All right. We were trying to figure who might be the best matchup in game, and I said Piedmont and Ohatchee, and the final score of this game was 61-6.
John has finally been stumped.
So
it'll be better next week. It'll be better next week.
So,
be, yeah.
but nonetheless, we are going to take you to the Creek Bank at Ohatchee.
You know, Ohatchee, they in your defense, they dropped a tough one last week against
no
Locust Fork. Well, I mean, Locust Fork, it was a tough game. They were leading at the halftime against Locust Fork. They lose that game. They're 0-2 on the season. Still looking for the first win under head coach Blake Jennings. In walks the number 2 ranked team in the state in the Piedmont Bulldogs. A daunting task, no doubt, for the Ohatchee Indians. Let's go out to the Creek Bank and check this one out for the Judd Edwards Game of the Week. Reagan Clark Stadium in Ohatchee. Going to start it off for Ohatchee on offense, and they're going to start out with a pick. Xanthan Wood with a pick for Piedmont. That's going to be the first play that we have for you. Ohatchee now starting on offense. Not well. So Piedmont on offense. Nick Nixon punches in the first score of the night. It's going to be a touchdown, and Cole Austin would fall incomplete on this 2-point conversion. It's going to remain 6-0 the score. Piedmont is on top. However, ensuing kickoff, this is kind of where Ohatchee fell into some troubles tonight. Had problems in the kicking game. This will be a fumble. A host of Bulldogs would pounce on it. As you would imagine, 11 hats to the ball. Piedmont would start with a first down. Next play, Austin is going to go to that man, Raleigh Pinto. Swinging out to the right side. He's going to take it to the house, and they're up by 2 scores very quickly is Piedmont. Austin this time for the 2-point conversion. He's going to keep it himself instead of throwing it. 2-point conversion is good. 14-0 Bulldogs on top. Cheerleaders for the Bulldogs excited what they're seeing so far. Bulldogs now back on offense. Jackson Howard this time straight to the end zone, and they are feeling it on the road tonight. Austin this time for the 2-point conversion. He's going to take it again himself. He's going to power his way into the end zone. Good for 2 points. They're up 22-0. Coach Miller liking what he sees. Back on offense now, Mixon back at it again. This time he's going to take this one back to the end zone for a touchdown for the Bulldogs. It is 28-0 at this point. 2-point conversion would be no good, but more troubles on the kickoff. Ohatchee, they're going to kick this one back to Piedmont again. So tough night kicking game. You got to be perfect against Piedmont and against this guy, Pinto. Spin move, finding a way to pick up a first down. There was nothing there for Raleigh Pinto. He makes the first down out of it. Next play, Howard. He's going to take it over the right side, and he is now going to punch it in. We were at 34-0 at this point. PAT was no good. Fire Coach Miller. PAT was no good. They're up 34-0. Ohatchee on offense now. He's going to connect with Phoenix. Tuilasega. I got it. And he goes all the way down to the 5-yard line. Next play, some confusion, but Hunter does find a way to punch this in, putting the Indians on the board for the first time. PAT, though, it's going to be blocked. Keeping it at 34-6 is the score at this point. Coach Miller finding a way to keep his team on this squad. Back on offense here momentarily for the Bulldogs. Austin is going to find Ethan Tidwell for a nice passing catch for another Bulldog first down. However, next play, Toby Easterwood. Toby, big sack. Gotta like the shot on the quarterback there. Gets the sack, 3rd and 15. Austin, though, gonna call his own number, run it down around the 10-yard line. So despite the tough sack, they got a 1st and goal. Austin this time, he's gonna punch this one in for another score. 40-6 at this point. Bentley Chandler gonna put a bow on this one. It's gonna be a pick 6 for the Bulldogs. Returning it back for the score. It's 47-6 at this point, and we are done on the Creek Bank. Tough one for Ohatchee. They're still looking for the first win of the season, but as I mentioned, you got to be perfect against a team like this. They had some mishaps in the kicking game. Once those things start unraveling, it's tough to get in front of them. They lose a big one tonight.
And I think Coach Short was out there, got the interview with the post-game reaction from the Piedmont Bulldogs. So let's take it out to Roy C. Owens Field, Reagan Clark Stadium on the Creek Bank tonight.
It's Coach Michael Short here at the Creek Bank in Ohatchee, Alabama with the victorious Piedmont Bulldogs. Coach, give me an idea of who we got here with us tonight.
This is Cole Austin, our sophomore starting quarterback, and Brandon Williams, our center and defensive lineman.
Coach, you got to be proud of the way your kids come out tonight. I mean, anytime you play a football game, but the way you started, had to be proud of that. Your kicking game was all rolling. And you just got to be proud of the fact that you come out and took care of things early.
We did take care of business, and we got some gifts. You know, we got some turnovers that makes the play, especially the kickoff. You know, we got a couple fumbles and that kind of thing that kind of put them behind the eight ball. But, you know, as an offense, you do have to take advantage of those things and cash in on those turnovers, and we did a good job of doing that tonight.
Again tonight, I was very impressed with your offensive and defensive line, the way they went about their business and taking care of things.
Yeah, a great start out of both sides so far. You know, we got some room to grow, but you know, I'm pleased with those two units. You know, like I said, great start to the season for us, but you know, we got to continue to get better each and every day.
You got a big game coming up, guys, in the future. I think you're off next week. Is that right? You're going to be off, and then you got a game with Westbrook Christian. Got to be a big game coming up for y'all. It's your next one. I know you look at it that way. But give you guys a chance to talk a little bit about, I know you got a week off. Just tell us how important this next ball game is.
Always been a big time series for every year. Hard man, great team, we've got to prepare ourselves.
Like what Cole said, we just got to execute and not just get lackadaisical. Just push through.
Coach, for the fans and everybody out there, is there anything special about, it's going to be your next ball game, but are they going to have anything that night about maybe 2015?
Yeah, they're honoring the two 2015 state championship teams. So a lot of those players and coaches on that team will be back for that night. So it'll be a special night for those guys and for the community team.
One last thing, is there anything special? Did any of y'all have a birthday today? Is there anybody here that's a birthday boy? I think maybe this guy right here?
It's my birthday today.
How old are you?
17.
Just 17, Coach. Just 17. Well, congratulations, guys. We're here at the Creek Bank with the victorious Piedmont Bulldogs.
I understand it was, well, Bertie told me here tonight it was Cole Austin's birthday today as well, quarterback.
It's a good birthday present.
It was. I mean, he played well. I mean, his feet are so dangerous with his feet, and he can throw the ball. There wasn't a time to throw the ball tonight. They didn't. It was running clock, second half. I will say this. Coach Jennings had his group ready to play. They're a very, very young and inexperienced football team. Look for them. They're just going to keep working and improve week after week after week, and they'll be back.
Yeah, this is. I want to tell the Ohatchee fans, this is not the fact of Ohatchee being a bad football team.
No.
This is
Piedmont's
just, as
really
you
good.
said, Chad, this is just Piedmont, #2 team in the state, well-deserved ranking. This is just a very, very good Piedmont team again.
Yeah, sometimes, and looking for that first win, sometimes you can press a little bit. I know they were close last week. Once they get over that hump, I think they're going to be okay.
You've been seeing some crazy things tonight, literally, in our Red Thread Stay Put preview box. You watch that in the bottom down there. There's no telling what you may see, especially tonight. It's been quite a night here in the Sound Solutions Media Center, Parker Memorial Baptist Church. Let's tell you about the fine folks at the Red Threads. Tomorrow, 11 a.m., before or after the game, go by there on the square in Jacksonville and see their storefront. They have the best selection of JSU apparel. Don't believe me? Go by and see them tomorrow as you're going up to that Jack State and Liberty game. We'll be back. More highlights still to come.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
After the game, presented again this year by the Calhoun County Commission, Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, Lee Patterson, supporting all of our school systems here in Calhoun County, also investing in our recreational sites and our great special events that we have here in the county, like the different concert series, OPAC, all the great attractions we have, the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame, the Aniston Museum and Gardens, the Berman Museum, the Chief Ladiga Trail. They pour a lot of resources into a lot of great things that improve our quality of life here in Calhoun County, including after the game here on Facebook and YouTube with High School Football Alabama. The Calhoun County Commission bringing you each year our presenting sponsor of After the Game. Back with you on this Football Friday night. We got some more highlights coming your way, and that includes Pleasant Valley. Earlier in the night, we had the head coach of the Raiders, Jonathan Nix, with us live in studio. His team tonight taking care of business with the Donahoe Falcons out at Raiderfield.
I think we owe Pleasant Valley an apology. I think, Coach, you would agree with this. I think we owe an apology, not that we've said anything bad about him, is that we just keep acting shocked at what's going on. Last year, we were like, oh, my God, can they host their first playoff game, at Pleasant Valley? OMG, are they going to win their first region title since '84? All these things. Let's just get it corrected. Pleasant Valley's good, and that's it. Let's go to the highlights tonight and check it out and see how the Raiders fared. As you see, Jonathan Nix, head coach of those Raiders, and when we arrived, his team was handling business. Going to be a 28-yard run here out of the gate for the Raiders. Going to pick up a first down, and they're up big already. Grayson Hood, this time he's going to take it over the right side. It's going to be a 29-yard run for another first down for the Raiders. More Pleasant Valley as Asher Tillman, touchdown run. He's going to make this 48-0 at this point. They're going to hit the extra point to make it 49-0 over the Donahoe Falcons. Then the RO Supply touchdown T-shirts would be in effect in the Valley as we get them thrown out to the crowd. And there you see it. Like I said, Pleasant Valley at this point, It's no longer, hey, well, look at this, look at this. They're just a good football team. 55-0.
Big game coming up next week with Pisgah, probably when it's all said and done, going to decide the region championship next week up at Pisgah. All right, time now for our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. We have already visited a bunch of concession stands, giving away that $100 gift card to Johnson's Giant Food. Tonight, we're going to take you to Hope Christian, their first year of having a concession stand because it's their first year of football. We're going to try out the Saint Burger tonight down at Oxford. It's our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. We are here at Big Jack Stovall Park in Oxford, home of the Hope Christian Saints. First year for football, which means first year for a concession stand at football. We got Wendy Hawkins here from Hope Christian. And Wendy, tell us about some of the items that people come to a game down here. What can they have in the concession stand?
We have a Saints burger with special sauce, tomato, lettuce, all beef patty, a little bit of cheese that's melted on it. So some secret sauces in there from the Saints. We have a Saints dog with secret sauce as well. It's our top seller, as well as our chili cheese nachos.
Now, you got an army of volunteers in here. We're going to show them in just a minute, but tell us about the volunteers you have.
We have a group of ladies who came out and wanted to help. They know that, 4 hands can't get the job done with 3 windows. So they came in and they have been a blessing all the way.
And we are going to try the Saints Burger. That's what Don's going to try tonight. So tell us specifically about that Saints Burger.
Well, the secret sauce, I have not even been told what's in that one. I know the secret sauce for the hot dogs, but we have one ready right here, and it is loaded with some vegetables and that all beef patty.
All right, so all the money here goes right back into Saints athletics, right?
Absolutely. Being a small Christian school, well, we're booming, we're growing. It takes it to help with the athletics.
Awesome. $100 gift card from Johnson's Giant Food coming to the folks at Hope Christian to help them out with their concessions. Wendy Hawkins here with us tonight in Oxford at Big Jack Stovall Park. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, dear, with Don Wiltz, he's our taster tonight here at Hope Christian, and this is called the Saints Burger. They will not tell me there's a secret sauce that goes in here, Don, and I'll tell you, that looks like a pretty amazing burger. What do you think?
I've been told here early on, John, that a professional chef came up with this. So for 2 nights in a row, we're going to hit it out of the park here. Last night at the Rock, and tonight here at Hope Christian.
All right, dig into it right now. There's a secret sauce for the hot dogs and for the hamburgers, separate ones. And this one, there was a lot of secrecy around here about exactly what was in the hamburger and what the sauce was. So you had a bite now, Don. Tell us what you think about this Saints burger here at Hope.
It's next level. The Saints are marching in on this one.
The Saints are marching in with a Saints burger here with Don Wilson at Hope Christian on a football Friday night. Christian Booster Club is serving out some great grub down there at Big Jack Stovall Park in Oxford. If you're going out to a Hope Christian game, check out their concession stand. A lot of goodies there, including the Saint Burger. They've got that $100 gift card coming from Johnson's Giant Food to help them out with some concession supplies. We'll get a big Go Saints from the folks there in the concession stand down at Hope Christian. 2-1. They beat Hooper. Hope beat Hooper tonight. That was so difficult for me to say tonight. Hope beat Hooper Academy. They're from Hope Hull.
Put a program.
Hope beat Hooper from Hope Hull. Say that 4 times fast.
Not going to do it.
I'll
just say they're 2-1.
You know where You know where Hull's at?
Nope.
Hope Hull.
On the way to Greenville.
South Montgomery County.
Yeah. Yes.
Ain't nothing down there.
Ain't nothing.
You know where Priesters is at? It's not far from Priesters.
But Hooper Academy.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's right there. You can see Hooper Academy on the interstate when you leave.
Yes.
Yeah, it's right there on the left as you go down. Yeah. They came
There's a lot of bass fishing there, but we'll go over that some other time.
Well,
the Anniston Quarterback Club, it's like Calhoun County Quarterback Club in Anniston. Used to be the Anniston Quarterback Club. Now it's the Calhoun County Quarterback Club. Some changes here. They had September 22nd to be determined. That's former JSU and NFL player and former Anniston star Eric Davis is going to be speaking September 22nd. And also, Matt Stinchcomb is out, but they've got another former Georgia Bulldog and an NFL quarterback, Jake Fromm, is going to be here on October 27th, along with all the rest of them that you see there. They begin their first meeting is this coming Monday night, September 8th, with Auburn head baseball coach Butch Thompson. Not too late for you to be a member. Contact David Woodard at 256-239-4481, the number you see right there on the screen. When we come back, we got some more regions to talk about, and we're going to make our big Team of the Week announcement. That's next on After the Game.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
We are just moments away from naming this week's Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. Let's tell you about Ted's. Great folks out there on U.S. Highway 431 in the Sachs area. They have not only floors. Beyond means they are partnering now with Wellborn Cabinets, made in Ashland, Alabama. Top quality, endless color and style choices, in-house designers, and of course with Ted's, the big thing you get is professional installation teams. They guarantee the work. They are your one-stop shop. Free in-home estimates. They're great at that. 0% interest financing for 12 months. Go to Ted's, shopteds.com, and to find out more. We just got a couple of things to do. First, we want to go back to our Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. We're going to look at 5A and 6A, so let's jump right into that and look at our 5A regions here in East Alabama. 5A Region 4, Central Clay, Holtville, Marbury, Elmore County didn't play tonight. I really think before it's over, this is maybe a little bit of fool's gold here. I think Central Clay is going to be at the top, and I know Holtville has been playing some very good football this year, but I still think that those teams like Beauregard, maybe Sylacauga, Valley, Elmore County, those are maybe at the bottom right now after 1 week. I think you're going to see that flip-flop.
You like Elmore County?
Not to win it, but I like them.
I know you're not going to go against Coach Orton. I know that for sure.
Well, they got to get their quarterback healthy. When they
Yeah.
get him healthy, and they're so banged up. They're as banged up as anybody I've seen. This
Like I
early
said,
in
the
year.
score tonight kind of threw me off, but when you said that they're banged up and their quarterback's out, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I kind of like my old hometown team there, my Valley Rams there, to make some noise as we move through. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised if that might not be region title game.
They're a
before
very
it's
much improved team.
They are,
Valley is.
very much. Class 5A now. Let's go to Class 5A Region 6. And this region, how about the Lincoln Golden Bears? Moody undefeated, Lee's undefeated. No shock there. I tell you what I think is good scheduling here. Coach Robinson over at St. Clair County coming off that huge win over defending state champion Montgomery Catholic, ending the state's longest win streak, had an open date this week. Coach, I think that is huge for St. Clair County to maybe come down off that high in an open date.
Oh, I have to. And well, yeah, they had a lot. I'm sure this week was a very tough practice. It's going to be. Ooh.
5A Region 6, a lot of tough teams there. Let's jump to Class 6A now, and we will begin with Class 6A Region 6. Coach Sam Adams was with us. Oxford, big win tonight. They get Pinson Valley next week. Think about this for Oxford. You got Pinson Valley, got Mountain Brook, got a non-region game with Helena, then you got Pell City, you got Clay Chalkville coming. There's no gimmies. He said that here tonight on the show. This, I could think Clay Chalkville probably is at the top there, but I'm telling you, any of those teams coming up, including Pell City, I'm not sure about Huffman and Shades Valley, but I'll tell you that Oxford, Pinson, Mountain Brook, Pell City, those could be contenders, any of those teams in this 6A Region 6.
There's some very well-coached football teams in that group. And it's just 2 years ago when Clay Chalkville went through some changes and coaches, everybody thought, well, eventually, they're going to drop down some. They still hadn't dropped.
Yeah. But you still think Oxford's got a pretty good shot for the at least a home playoff game in this?
I think that Oxford Mountain Brook game is going to be huge coming up in a couple of weeks down at Lamar Field. It was a big one last year.
As their quarterback gets older and older and gets more, and they get their quarterbacks where they want them to be, they'll have a chance, a great
Oxford's
chance.
they got to take care of business at Pinson Valley next week. That'll be a dangerous game before they get to Mountain Brook. And finally, our last region rundown of the night, Class 6A Region 8, Gadsden City. Nice win tonight for Ollie Smith. They had a big win over Buckhorn tonight. Southside got a region win. Fort Payne was off tonight. Again, I still think especially with them beating Buckhorn tonight, I still sort of think Gadsden City, they haven't been impressive so far, but I still think the Titans are the most talented team in this region.
They typically come on their second half of the season team. Theoretically, usually, that's what happens. They don't really start off that hot a lot of times, but they find a way to put it together before the end of this all said and done.
Southside playing a freshman quarterback, he's going to get better and better each week.
And Southside got better as the year went along last year. They lost to Hokes Bluff early and wound up being a home playoff team out of the 6A Region 8, so watch out for the Panthers. All right, it is that time of night, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for us to announce our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. Who is going to get the Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts? Who's going to get our Awards to Remember Tough Guy trophy? Who's going to get the T-shirts from Ted's? It's going to be a team that has never been an after-the-game Team of the Week before. This is a first time ever. We've had 2 out of 3 this year. Teams that have never won Team of the Week before. Ladies and gentlemen, they won tonight in a region game, a big win after a big win last week. They put 2 in a row together after losing 15 straight. Ladies and gentlemen, our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week is the Lincoln Golden Bears of Coach Brett Henderson in his first year. We will be coming to Lincoln with T-shirts, trophies, and a whole lot more. Congratulations to Lincoln, our Team of the Week.
They looked good last week too. I mean, a different scenario. I think we could have been, they could have been Team of the Week last week because I'm telling you, they look different. They look good.
Coach is going to do a good job with them.
Yeah.
Got all the staff with him that he wants. Players are starting to believe, and they'll start having that swagger before long.
Congratulations to the Lincoln Golden Bears, our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. For Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett, are hardworking. Can't say enough about our folks behind the scenes, our men and women behind the scenes. Get well to Cameron Greenwood. Missed him tonight. We certainly missed him tonight. And thank you to Bailey Morris for coming in and being with us tonight. And that was just a phenomenal job by her to pull us out of the bullpen and save us tonight. Thanks to all of our hardworking crew. We'll see you back here next Friday night at 10 o'clock on After the Game.